did not started the recording. Okay, now the recorder is on. Okay, so far we have discussed about 1 by 3, 1 by 6. Guys, quickly, can anybody tell me what is 1 upon 12? Just the half of this number, if you just pay attention. 16.6.
8.25.
No. You have to be careful. You have to be careful.
Okay.
It is 8.33.
3. Yeah.
You can also say 8.34. That's also fine. One last, 1 upon 24. Half of 8.33.
4.1617.
16617
Yeah.
also works. Okay. So far so good. No problem till here, right? Shall we go to the next part, or do you want to write anything?
No, sir, it's fine.
Okay, let's go to the next part then. So far we have understood for 1 by 2, 1 by 4, 1 by 8, 1 by 16. If you just remember, we're just looking at the multiples. I mean, multiples you can say, or the factors also you can say. At this point it is okay because we're still looking at 1 by 1 by 1 by. Okay. Now let's go to the next idea, which is 1 upon 5. Quickly, guys, this is 20%.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
1 upon 10, half of this.
10%.
10%.
1 upon 20.
5%.
5%.
Great. Now, guys, you'll tell me 1 upon 15.
It's somewhere between 7.5.
No. No between and all that. This is a percentages ka class, so I need exact value. If you need to scribble, you can scribble. If you need the calculator, you can use the calculator. Ideally, don't use the calculator. Scribble a little bit.
6 pounds. Okay, fine.
How? Okay, observe. Calculator and all is there, but observe.
6.66.
Can I not just multiply 1 upon 3 to this 1 upon 5, make it a 1 by 15? In which case, I will have to divide 20 by 3. Make sense?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
20 by 3 ka, can you tell me roughly what it should translate? 6.6666 or 6.67 I can write?
Yeah.
Now, this is the only thing which is a little, let's say, outside of the halves that we were talking. So this is, let's say, 1/3. Basically, guys, what I'm trying to tell you is that we can get to these fractions, we can get to these percentages pretty quickly. And I think by the end of this class, you guys will start appreciating the numbers like anything. And I hope that the usual problems will not come. Okay. Now, an interesting one. 1 on 7. Now, please understand, this is a prime number. Now, do you remember what I told you? Fraction to percentage conversion is always multiplying 100. Percentage to fraction is always dividing by 100. So anytime you have a problem, for example, 1 upon 7, typically we don't know what the value is. I mean, you know the value. If you have memorized it, if you have mugged it, you know it's 14.28 and all that. But the essence of it is that 1 upon 7 is a prime number. So every time I get a prime, so for example, any prime I get in a denominator, I should always think of it like 100 upon 7 or 13 or whatever, so and so and so. Okay. So Varun, quickly, can you tell me the answer to? Obviously,
14.28.
Great. Okay. You know the next drill that I'm going to give you, right? It's 1 upon 14.
14. It's a 7.
7 point,
14. 14.28 by 2. Yeah, 7.14.
Exactly.
1.
Now I'm going a little quick. Don't worry. I will give you enough and more time to think. It's just that I want you guys to, feel the heat. That's why I'm doing this. In 30 minutes, I know you guys will be ready. You guys will be charged up. Okay. You know what is going to be the next number?
1 by 28 is 6.
No.
Sorry. 3.07.
Think about it.
1 by 28.
How can it be 0.7?
14.
Half of this.
Oh,
3.12.
Okay. Next number you guys have to tell me. Next number you guys have to tell me. 3.57, guys.
Yeah.
Okay. Although, let me tell you, 1 upon 28 is not something that ideally it is. I mean, you guys, you would not remember this like that. And how long should I remember if there is a question? I should say from 1 by 1 to 1 by 25. Please mark these numbers. Okay. if you can mark these numbers, and I know by the end of our sessions you will be able, you will be pretty much at a position to recall these numbers like the back of your hand. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. 3.57, and what are we doing? We're just doing divide by 2. 7.14 divide by 2, 3.57. Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. Now two fractions, and I'm pretty sure Varun knows about this, and even I think Shiv knows about this. Two fractions which are completely unrelated. For example, okay, let me use a different color. 1 by 9 and 1 by 11.
Mhm.
They are completely unrelated.
Yeah.
But if you remember one, the other you can also remember very quickly. Okay. So 1 upon 9, guys, you should remember it is 11.11 percentage. And 1 upon 11 is nothing but a
9.09.
9.09 percentage.
Yeah.
There is nothing common. I should again tell you, there is nothing common between these pair of fractions or percentages. It's just that if you remember one, the other is remembered quite easily. Make sense?
So, if is there any relation between 1 by 11 and 1 by 13?
No, there is no relation between 1 by 11, 13. Both are primes, and you have to remember them like that only.
Okay.
Okay. Now, guys, quick questions coming your way. Before that, is there anything that you would like to ask or say or have anything?
No, nothing.
No,
Shiv?
no.
Okay, great. Let's go to a question. You guys have to tell me. Okay, let me write the question for you. The first question is, can you tell me what is the percentage equivalent of 5 by 9? This is the first question. The second question is 3 upon 11. And these are very easy, guys. Please don't make any mistakes. 8 upon 9. And the fourth one is, let's say, 8 upon 11. If you need, let's say, 2 minutes, I will give you 2 minutes. There's no hush. There is no rush, rather. I'm saying hush. There's no there's no haste required. There's no rush. I need correct answers, and you know the answers correctly. I would prefer you guys talking to the mic, but if you guys want to, let's say, type in the chat box also, that is fine. The chat box is also open. Although if I go to the chat box or not, that's a different thing. Yeah. 5 by 9, guys, quickly. Come on. Answer to this.
0.55. 0.55.
No, not
55.55.
yes. Yes, 55.55 percentage. Varun, where are you, man?
But I was saying 5 by 9. Okay, 0.55 into 100. Like I was saying, okay.
Okay, think of this like this. 5 into 1 by 9. Do I know what 1 by 9 is? That is 11.11 percentage.
Only okay. No,
Okay,
I
so
was like I was into Christmas like for 5 by
okay, that's completely fine. Now, Varun, you will tell me 3 upon 11.
1 by 11 into 3. 1 by
What
11
is,
is 9. 1.
every time I see 1 by 11, the thing that comes to my mind is what?
0.09.
9.09. And what is the multiplier here? 3.
27. Yeah.
So it is going to be 27.27%. Shiv, is it all right?
Yes, sir.
Last two, come on quickly.
80.
88.88.
Great. And the last one.
72.7.72.
Okay, 72.72727272 and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
Okay. So we are going at a good pace. Let's go to the next iterations. Okay. Now this is a composite type of a number, 1 upon 18. So so far we have discussed 1 upon 9. This is nothing but a 1 upon 18. Do we know what is the value of 1 by 9, which is 11.11? So 1 upon 18 should be how much in percentage terms?
Uh, so, so in terms of percentages, 22
Yeah.
point.
No. Think about it.
1 by
1 by
18.
9.
22.22. 22.22.
No. 1
It's a
by
1 by
9 is 11.11 percentage.
by
Okay,
2.
okay.
What is it that I'm doing? I'm multiplying 1 by 2 to this side.
5.5.
5.55.
Exactly. Bingo.
5.
5.555 percentage. Okay. Now, guys, a little difficult ones coming. Primes are coming. So this was, so far it was easy. This was a composite number 9 we know and everything else. Now composite rather primes coming your way. 1 upon, let's say, 13.
1 by 13 for something.
Acha, what did I say? What did I say? Fraction to percentage. Every time you have a problem, multiply by 100. Percentage to fraction you have to convert, divide by 100.
Okay.
So this is the algorithm that you should always keep in mind. Sir, I have no idea about this part. What I will do is I'll just write it like this and then I'll do something about it. Okay. Ideally, you should remember it. This is nothing but a 7.69 percentage.
Yep.
Okay. If you want a calculator at this point, that is fine. But I would still say, if you want some time, I can give you time. Am I going too fast? You can, if you want, I can give you like a minute or so to think, because I think I'm going too fast. Considering the fact you guys have already taken CAT, and this is a very simple thing, I was going a little too fast. So maybe I'll give you a minute or so to think. Yeah. Shiv, are you okay with it?
Yes, sir.
Is the speed too much, Shiv?
It's fine, sir.
Okay, okay. So now let's look into the next fraction then, 1 upon 17. Similar thing, a prime number. You have to be careful.
So into 100.
Yeah, 100 upon 17.
Uh, 5.8 kind.
Yeah, Shiv,
So just a minute, sir.
same 5.88.
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. That's right, actually. 5.88%. You know, why am I asking you guys to do the multiplication and the division? Do you know why I'm asking you? Because in the next iteration, when I actually enlist all the numbers 1 by 1, 1 by 2, 1 by 3, 1 by 4, you will start relating those ideas, right? Now, quickly, guys, 1 upon 19, this is also a prime. So you have to be careful about it. You can use calculator. You can use calculator.
5.3.
No, not 5.3.
5.55.
No, not 5.55.
4.44.
Not even 4. It is 5 point something.
It's a 5.26. That's
Yeah, it is a 5.26 exactly. But, you know, I would have remembered it like this, 5.25. And I'll tell you exactly why I'm saying I will remember it like 5.25. Guys, can you please take a mental note? Can you take a mental note of this thing, that I will come back to 5.25 percentage, which is percentage equivalent of the fraction 1 by 19. I'll come back to it. Okay, please hold that thought.
okay.
Quickly, guys, 1 upon 20. This is very easy.
5.
5
5.
percentage. Okay. 1 upon 21. This is very, very, very easy.
It's a 1 of 21 is
Not 1. It's not 1.
no 1 by 21. There has to be
Calculator. Use calculator.
no on the without using calculator there has to be a hack, right? 1 by
Hack,
7.
I will tell you. Right now, I am just asking for the number. Don't worry.
1 by 21, right? 1 by 21 is 4.76.
Okay. Shiv, do you have an answer?
This is what I'm trying to do. Is
Okay, okay, great. I'll give you guys some time. Okay. You know, percentages and all. Arithmetic mein, my horses run a little fast. So
Yeah.
unfortunately, I need to calm down a little bit. I'm just waiting for Shiv to give me an answer, then we can proceed.
just a minute, sir.
Yeah. So Shiv, do you have the answer?
So I think 4.7. Sir,
You are going pretty smooth. 4.76 or 5.
so just just a minute, sir. 4.76.
Yeah, correct. But then again, please take a mental note. I will remember it like this, 4.75. Now I will take you to the idea that I was talking about. Okay, now pay attention to this. 1 upon 19, just now I said that please pay attention to this, like 5.25%. 1 upon 20 is 5%. And 1 upon 21 is nothing but a 4.76, but I'm writing it like 4.75%. Now, guys, at this point, I would ask you to visualize, I mean, visually observe
Yeah,
from
it's a
5.25 and 5,
0.25 difference.
there's a 0.25 percentage ka difference.
Yeah.
And from this to that also there is a 0.25 ka difference, but there's a negative 0.25 percentage ka difference. So anytime from now onwards, I know for a fact, anybody asks you 1 upon 21, I know for a fact you guys will be able to answer him 4.75. Why? Because it is just 0.25 less in that order and 0.25 more in this order. Now, is this a memory thing? Is this something like I am, I have designed it or no? No, it's just observation, plain observation. If you would realize, Varun and Shiv, both of you have very precisely said that the answer is going to be 5.26 something percentage.
Yeah.
But I'm just manipulating the number a little bit so that it becomes easier for me to remember. At the end of the day, the idea is to remember, and remembering will become easier like this. Okay.
Okay.
All right, guys. This one is going to be a little tough. 1 upon 23. 23 is a prime again.
100 by 23.
Yeah. So do I have a number for this? The percentage equivalent?
Four point three kind of history. Four point three four.
Yep. 4.34. And obviously, I can't do much about this number because being a prime, let's keep it at that. Shiv, do you want to say something? Do you want to add something?
So it's 4.34, right? So
Great,
that,
great, great.
that's
1 upon 12.
8
This is,
point.
yeah, yeah.
8.25.
Varun, no, not 8.25.
8.33. 8.33.
Yes.
Oh,
This is
I
the number.
always have that comes into my tongue. 1.12 is 8.25. Somewhere I mistakenly
That
by
that can happen. That can totally happen, and it's happening perhaps because we are revisiting the ideas after some time. So once we start practicing questions and once we become a little regular and familiar, I don't think that will continue.
yeah.
Okay, and the agenda is also that
And
we,
can I ask you one question?
yeah, sure.
Yeah, usually in arithmetic questions, there are some set of numbers that is being repeated usually, like 1 by 12, 1 by 24, set of
Yes,
numbers, right?
yes.
So are we concentrating on that numbers? Like,
See, Varun, I will not give you a very straight cut answer to that because ideally the number of practice sessions that you have now,
yeah,
let's say you have, let's say, 20, 30, 40 practice sessions. After that, this answer you yourself will get. If I tell you that this number is a very magical number because I have been tested on this number in one of my interviews at one of the edtech firms, and it's true
okay.
actually that the number actually was 83 point something something, and I'll tell you, I'll actually discuss the question also. I have that thing in my mind. But then these are the small tits and bits that comes to your
Yeah,
mind, that 83.33, and suddenly you chamak jayega. It'll start blinking in your mind. Oh,
yeah,
and obviously you will not be taking an interview for, let's say, a faculty position or anything, but there will be questions that you guys will be tackling, and through the questions you will start appreciating these numbers. That is what I'm trying to tell you. Now calculator and everything is there, but then understand 40 minutes ka test na, so you have to
yeah,
optimize your calculation and everything. And by the end of the sessions, I am pretty sure you guys will start appreciating these numbers like anything. I'll
yeah.
Because someone like me, a lazy person like me, if I can appreciate, anybody can appreciate.
Okay.
Okay, 1 upon 24, guys, quickly. Just the
Uh,
half of 12,
wait,
8.33 ka half.
let me do.
4.16.
Great. One. Is it going to be 4.16 or 4.1666
4.165 for
or 4.167? Whatever answer you give, that is okay, because two decimal after the two digit after the decimal is great. Okay. Shall I remove the screen?
sure.
Okay. Um, A composite number 1 upon 26, although not very important, but still
1 by 25.
1 upon 26.
No, 1 by 26, right?
How will I do this? How will I do this? If you could just, I will give you a little bit of hint. Do I remember 1 upon 13, which is 7.69?
Yeah.
So now can you tell me the answer to this?
Equal to
7.69 ka adha. Half of 7.69.
3.84.
Yeah. Varun is now using the calculators like anything. I know for a fact. Okay, now this is important, guys. Please pay attention to this. This is important, right? The next two numbers that I'm going to write, again, as I told you, not related, just like 1 by 9 and 1 by 11. They're not related, but you can remember them like this. Okay. So the numbers are 1 upon 27, which is 3.7 percentage. I'm not getting into the second digit second digit after the decimal. This is one of the thing, and 1 upon 37 is 2.7%. Now you can actually verify this. This is true. You can remember this thing like if it is 1 by 27, the numerator will be 33.7%, and if it is 1 upon 37, the numerator will be 2.7%. So it's a mnemonic, I can say, nothing else. So there is no similarity, nothing. So it's just a mnemonic. Again, I'm saying they're interesting but not related. So it's not like 37 is getting into the denominator and that's why 27 is appearing in the numerator. The actual numbers might turn out a little different. Am I clear?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. Um, Now let's recapitulate everything that we have learned so far. And at this point, I would ask you all to write this thing in your notebook also if you feel like.
Yeah.
So 1 by 1 is 100%. 1
You
by
have to
2.
go a bit slow. Okay.
No, you can write, I mean, slowly. That's not the problem. It's just that I am also trying to recapitulate a couple of ideas.
1 by 3 is 33.
It's not like Varun. It's not like I also remember all the fractions all the time. I will also use tricks sometimes.
Okay.
And some of the tricks I've already told you, right?
Yeah.
Now, at this point, guys, I should also tell you, if you want to write it, it's a great thing because you will eventually remember the fraction to percentage equivalents. But if you don't want to write it also, that is fine. That is on you. I'm leaving it. But if you write it, it'll only help you. So 1 by 1 is 100%, 1 by 2 is 50%, 1 by 3 is 33.33%, 1 by 4 is 25%, 1 by 5 is 20%, 1 by 6 is 16.6667%. Couple of numbers that you need to pay attention. 1 upon 7, this is something that student remember very well. So that is 14.28%.
So what? Yeah. One. Okay. I had something to ask you.
Okay, you can go
So
ahead.
1.1 by 8 is 12.5, right?
Yeah,
And 1 by 12 is 8.33.
yes. So again,
Okay.
not related, but yeah, you can remember it like that.
It's not
Not
related, but
related.
yeah, got it.
1 by 13 is 7.69.
Yeah.
I remember till, I remember all the numbers till 1 by 20 at the back of my mind. But then sometimes also, I also forget, like if I'm not practicing and all. 1 by 14 is pretty simple. It's just
7.14.
7.14. Great.
So 1 by 15 is
6.66 or 6.67.
yeah
1 by 16.
12.5 by 2, right?
No. 1 upon 16 is 6.25. Varun, how can the pattern from 6 to suddenly change to 12? Now, can you?
No, I was saying 12.5 by 2. 6.25.
Yeah, okay. That's fine. Sorry, my mistake.
Okay. 1
1
by
upon
7.
17, 5.88.
Yeah, 5.88.
1 upon 18. This is an easy one, 5.55 or 5.56, whichever, doesn't matter.
See, is there a connection with 1 by 18 and 1 by 9? By 2, right?
Yes, there is a connection by the half principle. 1 by 19. Can anybody tell me quickly 1 by 19? That is 5.25, is it?
5.25, yeah.
5.25.
Great, great, great.
1 by 20 is 5. 1 by 21 is 4.75. So we are doing up till 1 by 21 or
25 till 1 by 25.
1 by
So
22 is 1 by
this is,
9.
1 by 25. Just now I said 4.75.
Yeah.
1 by 22 is half
4
of 1
point,
by 11. That is 9.09 का आधा, half of 9.09.
yes. And 1 by 23 is 100 by 23.
Yeah, Varun is going ahead of me now.
Yeah. So 4.
1 by 23 is 4.35. Now, this is a type of a number which I don't remember. For this, I am consulting with the table. Okay.
4.35, yeah.
Yeah. So
1 by
1
3.
upon 24 is again easy. It's 1 upon
8.33
12
by
ka
2.
आधा. Yeah.
4.16.
Yes. 4.16, 4.17, whichever you write, that's fine. And 1 by 25 is the easiest.
4.
4%. Now, I will highlight the important numbers, the numbers which you should always remember, or the type of numbers that ideally you will face some difficulties with. Some of the fraction and percentage bits which I have seen typically students struggle with. So I'm just highlighting those fractions. But it is always a good idea, guys. I'm again repeating myself. If you can remember, if you can mug up these things, great. That is great. Okay, this is also an interesting one. Although this is very easy, you can get to 12.5 directly from 1 by 4. But still, I have seen students struggle with. And just now, Varun mentioned this. Ki 1 by 8 is 12.5 and 1 by 12 is 8.33. That's a very good insight, Varun, I must tell you. But then at the back of your mind, both of you guys, please understand that they're not related. But there is some pattern, weird pattern going on. And that's it.
Sir,
Yeah.
so 1 point, so you were talking about 1.4 and 1.8.
Yeah, 1.4 is 25% and 1.8, sorry, 1 by 8 is 12.5, which is half of 25%. Can you see?
Yes, sir.
This is what I was talking about.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Guys, should we move forward or like, should we wait for some time? Do you want to copy?
Already written down it.
Okay, okay.
Written
Shiv?
down, sir.
Okay,
Written
great, 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 great. It is a good idea, guys. I will again tell you, it is always going to be a good idea. If you could just look at the table, fraction percentage conversion table on a daily basis for at least 2 to 3 minutes, it would really help you.
I think I'll
Yeah,
tear this page off and stick it on my wall.
you can do that. You can do that. Or Varun and Shiv, both of you guys can do one more thing. You can actually, I will give you this thing that you can actually take a printout of and then paste it somewhere in your wall or somewhere. I'll give you this thing, a table.
Yes, sir.
Okay, guys. So before moving ahead, I just wanted to ask you guys, is there anything that you would like to ask, say, or should we move ahead?
Uh, Nothing from my side, sir.
Okay, great. Varun?
Nothing.
Okay. So let's move ahead then. Varun is also giving me a clear this thing.
Heads up.
Okay. Guys, now this is going to be an important part of our learning agenda, which is conversions. And when I say conversions of percentages to fractions and vice versa, fractions to percentages. Okay. For example, guys, a question coming your way, a quick question. How much is 120% in fraction equivalent?
12%, 1.2%.
No, I will give you some time to think, and I'll give you like good time. I'll give you 2 to 3 minutes to think on it.
How
I'll
much is
just
120?
how much is 120? If I tell you that, I'll basically be answering the question for you.
How much is 120 percentage in fraction equation?
Yeah,
It's
equivalent.
12 by 10, 6 by 5.
Yeah, so Varun is using a very good idea. He basically did not thought and anything. He just did this,
Yeah.
which is also a very good idea. Shiv, did you like?
Yeah. Sir, I also did that, but
Okay,
in hurry I said 1.2 in hurry. Yes.
1.2 is
Yeah.
basic one.
Yes, sir. But in hurry. So I knew the concept, but in hurry I spoke something else.
1.2, what you said is basically the increment, percentage increment. We will get
Yes,
there.
sir.
But right now,
Okay.
I am, concerned about the fraction equivalent. So now see one thing. Both of you guys have done a very good job. You guys have directly written the numbers, reduced it, and got a 6 by 5. Great. What if if instead of 125, there's a, stupid number? 120 is not a stupid number, but suppose there's a stupid number. What I will do is, okay, 20% I know something about, right? 20%, what is a fraction equivalent? Can anybody tell me quickly?
20% 1 by 5.
1 by 5?
Yeah.
And what if I multiply with 20 gives me a 120?
Into 6.
If 6 I multiply to 25, rather 20, I get a 120. So I will actually multiply 6 to the multiplying factor also. Sorry, this is the fraction equivalent, not the factor. Okay. So eventually I'm getting at 6 by 5 only. This is my multiplying factor. This is my multiplying factor. Now, please hold on. I know you guys will get a little bit confused that, sir, what exactly is this multiplying factor? I'll explain this thing in the next bit, in the next part. Before that, this is called a multiplying factor for some reason. I'll explain why it is called a multiplying factor. But so far, the idea or the agenda that I wanted to discuss was that this number can always be broken down to 6 by 5 through many methods. Writing it directly as 120 upon 100 is one of the ways, or a different way of thinking is this one. You could have thought of a simple number like a 20% and then multiplied a 6 to it. Okay. And why am I, if I ask you guys, why am I even interested in this 20%? Because I know the fraction equivalent of 20% quite handy. So ideally, whenever you're breaking the numbers now, please pay attention, guys. This is important. Pay attention. Whenever you guys are breaking the number, please make sure you're breaking it in such a way that you know the percentage, or rather the fraction equivalent of that number. In this case, 20% was the easier part, which get converted into 1 upon 5.
Yeah.
Make sense?
Yep.
Okay, great. Let me give you a couple of numbers to try your hands out. So say I give you 175%, and what is it that I want? I want the fraction equivalent. Guys, I'm giving you 3 minutes. I'm just gonna go and take a quick refreshment break. I'm just gonna pour some tea for myself, and then I'll come back. Okay, I'm muting myself. Okay.
Yeah. Shiv, how's your preparation going?
It's just started, so I guess I'm just trying to pick it up.
So, are you a become graduate?
Yeah.
So, you're working somewhere?
No, I'm just preparing right now.
This is your first attempt.
Uh, yeah, technically my first attempt. I've given a mock on too from Crack You. So
No,
that time.
I'm not saying about crack. I mean, cat. I'm saying about UPSC since you are. That's what.
No, I've given an attempt before, but yeah, it wasn't actually successful, and I was not taking coaching at that time.
Okay.
So I decided to enroll myself in a coaching because there was too much information, and my preparation was not optimum. To put it simply,
So where do you learn all this current affairs from? On
current affairs mostly like first of all we need to know the syllabus, right?
yeah.
There is general studies. So
Hmm.
once you know the syllabus, you need to for example, if you read the Hindu newspaper every day,
Yeah.
not every part of it is important. So you need to know which part is. You need to develop the ability to discern which part is more relevant
So which
to
part
the
is more?
other. It depends. For example, let's say, like there are various sections, right? Polity, governance, etc., etc.
Okay, guys, I'm back.
Yeah. It's a
Sorry,
seven.
I
Yeah.
I basically am living out of caffeine and nicotine. So yeah,
So you seeing nicotine gum?
no, the other one, the actual one.
Oh, actual one. Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So how exactly am I gonna be splitting it again?
25 by 100 into 4.
25 will come to my mind very easily. 25%. Okay, 25%. And why am I even thinking about 25%? Because this is 1 by 4. I remember this thing.
Into
And
7.
into 7. Great, great. So this is directly I'm getting 7 by 4.
Yeah.
Now, guys, please understand this is the fraction equivalent. Always remember this thing. Okay. Now, what exactly were you guys discussing on polity and all?
We were actually discussing on UPSC. Um,
Okay, okay. Varun, have you decided to switch?
no, 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 no. I am, you know what, actually, I adore these people and I do love to learn uh,
Yeah.
current affairs all the day. So I was asking which is the proper way. These guys would have
Uh,
the right way to.
Hey, UPSC guys have to go through a lot of
Yeah, that's it.
memorizing. Yeah.
It's a kind of
yeah.
tapasya in a way.
Yeah.
But the thing is that Hindu also it is of not much importance. Like you need to know read it every day, but
Yeah.
the real deal is the like every institute is there, every coaching institute they issue monthly and yearly compilation of current affairs. That is a
Yeah.
very good way of reading it because you need to read about a lot of schemes and
So
all the
Shiv,
things which is
tell me
happening.
one thing, Shiv. Is the is the current affairs more important or the general knowledge like the
So
history and all that?
static part is more important.
Static is
So
more
because
important, right?
yes, sir. So
Because
because
yeah, the
once
khilji and all that thing.
yes, so everything. So because
Hmm.
the static part is forms a base. When
Okay,
if you do
okay.
not know that current affairs more or less is useless.
Okay, so so the bigger portion of questions basically are coming from the static part,
Yes, sir.
and
So it can be so for example
hmm,
the syllabus which UPSC publishes issues. So the question which will come they will come according to that syllabus.
okay,
So, for
okay, okay.
example, the current affairs. Uh, so you need to read the current affairs in that perspective, in that frame, I'd say.
Okay, okay, okay.
So,
That's this thing.
so that's why you will see always all the people on YouTube saying, "Keep reading the syllabus, keep reading the syllabus, know the syllabus."
Yeah, that's also true, man. Okay, now guys, let's focus back again to the agenda. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you again an interesting this one this time around. I'm again giving you a little twisted percentage this thing, which is 18.18%, and the agenda still remains the same. You have to tell me the fraction equivalent. Now, don't haste. Just think about it and arrive at an answer.
It,
Whenever you see
I
1818,
it's a
yeah,
9.09 into 2.
yeah,
2 by 1 by 11 into 2. 2 by 11.
exactly. Now, Varun, you are getting the hang of it. So
Yeah.
directly, I'm writing it 2 by
One by
11,
two.
and
Okay, okay.
9.09
Okay.
is what I'm going to be looking at from this 18.8 and multiplying a 2 to actually make it to 18 point this person. Why am I writing it 9.09? Because I know the fraction equivalent of 1.09, which is what? 1 upon 11. When I multiply 2 to this, the effective fraction equivalent comes out to be 2 by 11. Make sense? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Now, one last, and then we'll go to the next part. And pretty easy, 55.55%, let's say,
1 by 11 into 5.
which is
So,
5 by 11.
then, uh,
Sorry,
5 by
sorry,
9.
sorry. 1
I
by
know.
9. 5 by 9.
Yeah.
5 and
5.
Yeah.
So,
5 and 9. 5 and 9.
Shiv, you also can say, tell me.
5 by 9.
5 into 11.11.
5 by
This
9.
is 1 upon 9 into 5, giving me a 5 by 9. Correct. Okay. So guys, we have understood little bit about the fraction percentage conversions. We
Yeah.
have understood the importance of how we can arrive at one, let's say, fraction equivalent to another by the means of, let's say, dividing it by 2, dividing it by 3. So we just need to observe the pattern and we need to predict a little bit. Okay. Now, I would like to take you to a very important observation which I started making, and that is where this, interview ka question 83.33 percentage came into the picture. So I will keep on reminding you this number because eventually you will start appreciating the observation, the pattern observation skills that I'm asking you to inculcate. Eventually, the data interpretation logical reasoning will also use the same ideas.
83.33 is 5 by 6.
Hmm.
No.
Don't pay attention to the 83.33%. Pay attention to this thing. So now I'm taking you to multiples of fractions. Now, before I start multiples of fractions, one important thing, Shiv, numbers I have not completed with you. Yesterday in one of our catch-up sessions, I and Varun, we were discussing that Varun has to go out for a vacation or something. He is, he's planning a vacation. So whichever week he takes the vacation, that week itself, Shiv, you and I, we will finish off the numbers ka part, okay,
Okay,
in the
sir.
live class. And when Varun comes in, Varun, do you remember some of the problems that you told me, the doubt sessions and all that?
Yes, yes.
How about I have still not able to, first of all, sorry, I have still not able to
Okay.
start with the solutions and all, the video solutions rather. So what I was thinking with you guys, let's sit with all those questions and solve them in a class, in a session.
Okay. Okay.
By
Okay.
that time, Shiv will also get Shiv ka number system will also get completed, the basic numbers, and then we
Yeah.
can actually tackle the practice exercises also.
Yeah.
Sounds fair?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
And Shiv, one extra thing if you can do, just read the theory part. If you could go to the recorded videos, that is anything, that's like anything, that's that would be very good. But then I would not expect you to go through a 3 hour long recorded sessions, considering the fact that you are anyways preparing for UPSC and all that. So I will give you the live session, so don't worry about that. It's just that we need to schedule it a little bit, okay, because personal sessions and all that will make sense only then.
Okay, sir. So,
Make sense?
I'll try to read some theory part on my own. So, but
Great, great, great.
yes, sir. So before
all
we
the
take the class.
all the class exercise have been covered with Varun.
Yeah.
I just need to cover the class exercise with Shiv, and then we will solve the practice exercise, all the questions together in the sessions and in subsequent sessions. I will not keep it like Saturday, Sunday, we will solve all the questions. No, we'll take some time and we'll solve it methodically, categorically,
Okay.
giving it the due time and the due respect that it requires. Okay. All right, guys. Now we're looking into multiples of fractions. Shiv, if you're not comfortable with this multiple this thing, na, just don't worry too much about the lingo at all. Just look at the pattern and try to visualize, or just try to visualize the pattern if there is any pattern. I'm gonna take one of the let's say one of the numbers, the multiples of one of the numbers, which is generally regarded as a little difficult. Just give me 1 second. Okay, just give me 1 second. Yeah. So 1 by 8, these are the multiples: 2 by 8, 3 by 8, 4 by 8, 5 by 8, 6 by 8, 7 by 8, and finally 8 by 8. Now guys, please pay attention to what I am doing. Do I know what is the value of 1 by 8?
Yeah, 12.5.
Yes, sir.
Now,
12.5.
I'm not going to look at 2 by 8, the multiple, as 2 by 8. I'm always going to reduce it in my mind. Is this not 1 upon 4?
Yeah.
So is this not 25%?
Yes.
So I'm not really too much sure about this 3 by 8. Okay, we'll hold this number for a while. What about 4 by 8? This is what? 1 by 2. That is 50%.
Yeah.
What about 5 by 8? Again, I don't know. So I'll hold this number also for the time being. 6 by 8 also I can reduce. This is again
0.75.
3 by 4, which is
75.
75%. Great, great, great. 7 by 8. Again, I am not too sure. But 8 by 8, I know for a fact this is
1.
100% or
100.
1, you can also say.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, if you observe, now this is very important. You have to observe now. This 3 by 8 is 1/8 less than 1/8 less than this 50%. In other words, I'm going to subtract 1 minus 1 by 8 from this 50%. Okay. Now, guys, this okay. So this will create a little bit of confusion. Let's not talk in terms of the fractions. Let's talk in terms of percentages only. Otherwise, you guys will get confused, and even I will get confused in explaining. So basically, what I'm trying to tell you is that I need to reduce the number, but reduce by how much? So I'm just reducing 1/8. 1/8 is equivalent of what? 12.5%. Makes sense?
Yes.
So this number is nothing but a 50 minus 12.5%. Can you quickly tell me what this number would be?
37.5.
Great, great, great. 37.5%. And this is what I was telling you. So whenever a question tries to scare you with a number like a 37.5%, try to break it near to a century number. So 50 I call a century number. Let's say it's not exactly a century number because it's not a multiple of 100, but let's say 50 still can be categorized as one of those century numbers. So can I add or subtract something from a century, let's say percentage, so that I can get to this 37.5? The agenda will always be towards checking if it fits with this 50%, if there is a 50% in the near vicinity. Guys, now I know pretty much you can tell me what is the value of 5 by 8, which is what? 1/8 more.
Yeah. So
More than what? More than what? 50%. 1/8 more than the 50%. So what is going to be the value of this thing?
62.5.
Great. Shiv, do you have any problem over here?
Uh, so,
Yeah.
so could you explain the 3 by 8 part? So where did 50 come from?
Yeah, Varun has also raised his hand. Varun, I understood everything and still you have to raise.
No, this is basically only happens with 1 by 8, 2 by 8.
Yes.
Because 12.5
This thing will only happen with 1 by 8 because we are only talking about the multiples of a particular fraction,
Okay.
which is 1 by 8. Okay.
No, I'm saying like if instead of 1 by 8, if we are using 1 by 10, is there any kind of something like
We
this?
can form, we can, yeah, we can, and I'll show you. Don't worry. I'll hold your horses. There are enough and more examples. But now let me go back to what Shiv was saying. Shiv, can you please repeat once what exactly you were saying?
So that, so could you explain the 3 by 8 part? So where did the 50 come from?
Okay. Hold on. Should I remove everything and start over again, or just a specific part, 3 by 8 part?
3 by 8 parts, sir.
Okay. See, what I said was some of the numbers are very easy to predict. 1 by 8 is 12.5, 2 by 8 is 25%, but 3 by 8 is a little twisted number because I don't know how to arrive at 3 by 8. But hey, hold on. 4 by 8 I know is 50%, and we are just incrementing by 12.5% every time, is it not? with just incrementing 12.5. So if I need to find for a number just behind 50%, is this number not going to be 50 minus 12.5%? Make sense?
Yes, sir. Okay, sir.
And the
Got it.
next number will be 12.5 percentage more than this 50%,
Yes, sir. Got it, sir.
which is what, 62.5%. Now I'll give you some examples also to make this thing concrete. But these are just, I mean, these are just visually, visual patterns. A teacher who is not trained will tell you, beta, remember these things. Ratlo, beta, ratlo. No, okay, ratna is also fine. You guys can mug this also. But then ideally, try to see if there is a pattern. Can you squeeze out a pattern out of it? So this is the pattern that I was talking about. Okay. Now, 6 by 8, again, I know is 75%. Now, ideally, so I should predict by adding 12.5 into it also. But can you see that 8 by 8 is a much better way, much better, let's say, percentage that can get me to that space. What I am telling you is that just subtract 1 by 8 from 1 and you will get at 7 by 8. Make sense?
87.5.
1 minus 1 by 8 gives you a 7 by 8.
Yeah.
1 basically corresponds to 100%. 1 by 8 is what? 12.5%. So when you do the subtraction, do you not get 87.5%? Yes or no?
Yeah. Yeah.
And if you just add 12.5% to 75%, you'll also get 87.5. This is what I was saying. Shiv, is this clear? Any doubt, any query? I'll
No,
explain.
sir. It's okay,
Okay.
sir.
Great. Okay. Two things you need to pay attention to. First thing is that you can reduce the numbers. For example, we were reducing the numbers, the fractions 2 by 8, 4 by 8. If you can reduce the numbers, if possible. If it is not possible, then we may find a suitable arrangement. Okay. And see, we are learning quantitative aptitude. We are trying to, let's say, play with the numbers. And that's why we are doing all these things. To come back to what Varun was saying, can we find a pattern for 1 by 7? Of course we can find a pattern for 1 by 7, and it is your homework that you guys should do something around those lines. Okay.
Okay.
I will do one more. I will do one more multiple ka this thing. This time around, the multiples of 1 by 6. Okay, now hold on, let me just write the numbers for you. 1 by 6, 2 by 6, 3 by 6, and finally 6 by 6. This is very easy, guys. We have remembered it 16.6% or 67%, 66%, whatever.
Yeah.
Can we reduce the second number? This is 1 by 3. Can you quickly tell me the value?
1 by 3 is 33.3.
This is the most easiest.
1 by 50. Yeah. So
This is 2 by 3.
plus 50 minus 33.3.
No, not minus. We are proceeding. We are going to the next part, Varun. Every time we are increasing by 1 by 6. Every time
1
we
by
are
6.
increasing 1/6, right?
66.66.
66.66. And can you not see this is what? This is 2 by 3.
Yeah. 2 by 3.
1 by 3 is 33.3333%. So 2 by 3 should not be, shouldn't it be 66.6666%?
Yes.
Make sense? Now
Yeah.
this is a problem.
1 minus
Yes.
16.
Obviously, I have given you the idea, but then this is again 100%. 100% minus. Tell me, guys. Tell me.
83.33.
83.33 is the answer. 66. Yeah. This is what you were supposed to tell me, na?
Yes. Okay.
So this is what my dear interviewer asked me, and I was basically laughing at this thing. Anyways, if you could just find the pattern, if you could just look at the pattern, if you could visualize the pattern, you're good to go. If you cannot find the pattern, should you be worried? Should you be afraid? No. If you can mug up also, that's fine. But ideally, because I would say I would much rather that you use it like that than mugging it up. Okay. Okay, guys. Any questions? Anything so far?
No, sir.
Varun, should we go to the next part then?
Yes.
Okay, great. Okay, I was telling you that we are basically now looking at so always you should remember this thing. As I said, always I will come back to this idea, percentage to fraction. So you can write it in whichever order, doesn't matter, fraction to percentage. Every time, anytime you have a problem, always remember, when we are going from fraction to percentage, we are always multiplying by 100, and percentage to fraction, we are always dividing by 100. Now this is one of the ideas that we will be using in couple of questions ahead. Okay, so the first question, and a very easy question, can you tell me for 20% the fraction equivalent?
1/5.
Great. Now this is something which is coming from memory, is it not?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now I know you guys will tell me very quickly what is the fraction equivalent of 58.33%.
God. Uh, the,
What am I asking you guys? I'm asking you for the fraction equivalent. Okay, I'm gonna give you some
uh,
time because you guys need to think on it.
yeah. 58.33. There has to be some link.
Scribble something in your notebooks, I would say. I'm giving you 2 minutes, so it is 11:10. I will ask you again, or maybe do you want a break? It's almost an hour, more than an hour.
I
Do you
think
want
we
a
will
break?
finish this 58.33 and take a break.
Okay, okay. After this 58.33, we'll take a break. I have taken a break. I mean, you guys, I took my this thing, tea and all.
Mm, 3 by 5. No.
Can I give you some hint?
Yes, I need hint.
Shiv, do you need hints or do you want to do it?
So, so you could give some. So you can give some hint.
Okay. So I'm just gonna give you a little bit of hint. Bifurcation is going to take place.
Mhm.
Now, how you are going to bifurcate, I'm not gonna tell you.
1.6. Uh, is that 50 minus 1.667?
I need the final answer, Varun, because hint
Okay.
and all I have given you.
Wait. Let me see. Let me see.
Shiv, is the hint okay? I mean,
Yes, sir. It's okay. So just a minute.
okay,
I'm
okay.
trying to find it.
Okay, cool. I'll just keep quiet for some time. These are not there
No,
in the
I go. I am almost near to the answer.
okay too. But I was just saying that these are not there in the modules rather. These
Okay.
are a little extra bit information which I use in my other classes. But yeah,
Is that 13 by 30?
not 13 by 30, but you're going in the right direction. I would say you're going in the
Wait.
right direction. Guys, now if I okay, it's enough and more time. It's more than 2 minutes. It's almost 4 minutes. Yeah. Let me come back. Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Do you have something? Do you have anything?
I
So
have
not yet. So
not yet.
Okay. Now just pay attention to the screen itself. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Is there anything uncommon in this 58.33? Just now I said, there is something like 8.33, 83.33 or anything. So is this 8.33 not ringing some bells into your ears?
50 plus 8. Okay.
Yeah.
You know what?
50.
Actually, I was trying to subtract that from 60.
So, I mean, you can do that also, Varun. I would not say that is incorrect. But can you tell me, both of you, Shiv and Varun, asking both of you, 50 percentage, the fraction equivalent is how much?
half
1 by 2.
And what is the fraction equivalent of
1/3.
8.33?
1/3.
No, it's
1 by
not 1
12.
by 3.
1 by 12.
2/3. 2/3.
No,
No.
it's not even, sorry, it's 1 upon 12.
1 by 12,
1/3.
yeah.
Can
1/3.
you can you take the LCM now?
12 is LCM.
Yes.
6
12.
plus 1, this is 7
7/12.
by 12.
Okay.
So what if we are trying to subtract that from 60, like 3 by 5, 3 by 5 minus?
So initially I thought I was doing this.
Varun, if
So
you, okay, Shiv, just hold on 1 second. Varun, there's no problem if you are subtracting, okay? But then if you're subtracting, you should get the answer, right? I don't
I
know
didn't
what.
get I
So
didn't get the
maybe,
answer, by the way.
so maybe there is some calculation error that is happening. Maybe if you
Yeah,
could rectify it in let's say when you are free time, you will be able to get there.
yeah,
Now,
okay.
Shiv, can you tell me again what you were saying?
sir, I was initially doing this, but I thought that since you haven't taught us the subtraction addition thing, I am doing the wrong formula.
Oh, no, no, no. That's not the thing. Yeah. If anything comes to your mind, just tell me that, right? Okay.
Okay, sir.
Another questions. Yeah, we're not done. So, okay, hold on. Do you want to keep this for reference because this will be needed? If you want, you can write this thing in your rough copy or wherever. Percentage to fraction conversion ka algorithm. This is a simple idea. It's not even an algorithm or a formula. It's just an idea. Should I erase everything?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, one more question. Again, an interesting one. Please pay attention. I'm pretty sure you guys will get this one. 91.66%. Now, first of all, obviously, I have given you the idea. You will bifurcate it, but find the peculiarity in the number itself. The number itself is quite peculiar. So, what is
Na-
the peculiarity?
100 minus
Yes, 100 minus something.
9,
100 minus something. Now,
8.33.
yeah. But please remember, we are dealing with percentages. So what is the fraction equivalent of this thing?
1
100%?
minus 1 by 12. 11
One.
by 12.
11 by 12. Both of you?
Yeah.
Any
Yes, sir.
problem?
No, sir.
Now I'm giving you one more question, and this is what you guys will solve only, right? This is an easy one, 41.66%. Please remember the peculiarity thing. Like, why is it like, whenever we design a nonsensical number or let's say a stupid number like a 41.66%, there has to be some peculiarity into it.
It's
What
a
is that
5 by
peculiarity?
5 by 12.
Yeah, Varun, you're actually right. Varun, tell me how you got to this thing, 5 by
50
12.
minus 8.33. 50
Yeah,
is 1 by
correct,
2. 1
correct,
by
correct. That also work. That also work. But can you think of,
5/12.
yeah, Shiv, you're saying something?
5/12.
5 by 12, great. Shiv, tell me how you got it.
So 50 minus 8.33 and
Yeah,
1 by
50
2 minus
minus,
12.
yeah,
1 by
50
12.
minus will also work. That thing will also work. But can I also look at this or think of it like this? 1 by 4, which is 25%, mind you, and 1 by 6. 1 by 6, do I know the percentage equivalent, which is 16.6666%?
Sir,
Yeah.
finally I got another answer. Like it's a 40 plus 1.66, right? This
No, no, no.
1.6.
The
No, I'm
answer is
saying
5 by 12.
no, I'm saying 40
Yeah.
plus 1.6 is 41.6, and this 1.6 means 1 by 60.
and you basically broke 40%
I,
into some idea. Yeah,
I
that.
I was doing after that where I went wrong and finally found that 1 by 60 is 1.6 is that
But did you guys actually start seeing the beauty of the numbers now? Have you
yeah
started seeing the beauty of the numbers?
yes yes
Yes, sir.
Shall I give you one more?
Yes, sir.
Let's practice, one or two more questions, okay? Just to get the hang of it. 93.333333 percentage, converting it to the fraction. Please understand, this is a,
93.3 right.
yeah, nearest century number will be 100. So obviously we should subtract something. That is a good idea. We can add also, that also works.
Yeah, 100 1 minus 1 by 15
Yes, sir.
Okay.
1 minus 1 by 15.
14 by 15.
100 by मतलब
but
100
but guys
minus
but guys
6.67.
see, you will get at the answer. I know, I don't have any doubt you guys will reach the answer. But the idea that should strike your mind is, anytime you see a number like this, every time you should ask yourself, how much should I subtract from 100? So is it not 6.66%? So I am more interested in knowing these numbers rather than the actual answer.
Yes, sir.
So,
100 minus 6.67.
which is 1 minus 1 upon 15,
Yes,
which
sir.
is 14 upon
15 14 by 15.
14 upon 15, correct. One last and that's it. One last and that's it. Just for the sake of practicing. 43 point, let's say 75%.
43.75. Yes, 1 by 16 1
1 by 61.
1 by 16 1 minus 1 by 16
No, no, no.
no.
Varun, you are right. You are going in the right direction, but you did the calculation a little erroneously.
Okay, let me
It is
see.
not 1 minus that.
Sir, 50 minus
Yes,
6.25.
yes.
Oh, 1 by 2, yeah,
That
right.
is what I keep on asking. Now you guys don't listen. 166. These are the numbers that should come to your mind. 50 and 6.25. And now think of the fraction equivalent. Half minus 6.25 is nothing but a 1 upon 16. Yeah.
That is 7 by
16 is common. This is 8 minus 1. That is 7 by 16.
yeah.
Make sense?
Yes.
So the beauty of the method, or the beauty of this thing, is that you should pay attention to the numbers and not the answers. Answers, so we will get, eventually we will get the answers, but you should pay attention to these numbers. Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right, guys. So this is it for the let's say percentage equivalent and the conversions. Okay. Now we'll go to the next part. But before that, is there anything that you would like to ask or like discuss anything?
Take a break.
Or do you want to take a break?
Yeah,
So this
I
is
mean,
11:22. Let's take a break till 11:30,
yeah.
or let's say 11:32. 10 minutes ka break. Shiv, is that okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Take a 5-10 minutes ka break. Okay, so it's almost 2 minutes. More, 2 minutes more. Yeah. I guess Varun is still there. Varun, you there?
Yeah.
Okay, I joined a little late. Sorry. Yeah. So I think we're going at a good pace, no?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Okay.
Usually we take a break during 1 hour.
Yeah. And considering the fact that I haven't created the PPT for today, so yeah. You know what, guys? I'll tell you one. I don't require PPTs, but then it only helps me with my cause. It only, eases my operations. Otherwise, I don't require PPTs and all. But some of the questions when I have to discuss the questions with you, PPTs help. Other than that, I don't think there is any requirement of a PPT as such. Arey, Varun has started listening to songs or what?
No, no, no.
You-
One of my old friend is on Instagram, so just checking out.
Okay, let, let's focus back, guys.
Yeah.
So we were discussing about the percentage conversions, like the ones
Hey.
40, 43.75 and all that. Guys, I don't have a lot of questions with me right now, but then I am just gonna tell you this, that you guys are aware of the speed maths bundle, right? Which
Yeah.
is the hold on. So Shiv, for you, I'm telling you this. There is a PDF by the name Speed Maths. Okay, it's there in the modules itself. So in the speed math section, you will find enough and more questions like these, conversion of 43.75 to fractions and all that. So,
Okay, sir.
and even the simple speed maths methods also. So one day we will discuss some iterations of speed maths. It's not required for CAT as such, but we'll just discuss it for just like that. So maybe we'll, when we are discussing the number systems, we'll do that. But my advice would be to just go through the speed maths bundle, practice couple of speed maths exercises on a daily basis if you can. 5 questions, 10 questions a day will be sufficient.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Other than that, I think if we just focus on the modules and the class exercise, the practice exercises for at least 2 months, 3 months, majority of our modules will get exhausted. The sessions that we are taking, that I am taking, I'm pretty sure that these are not there in the theory part. So if you go back to the modules, they're not there in the theory part. It's not like I'm constantly saying it to praise myself. It's just that refer back to the videos as in when required. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. So the next topic for today's discussion would be the percentage increment decrement. So this is the one that we were discussing in the DI part, Shiv, if you remember, okay, how
Yes,
we
sir.
increase this thing. Okay. So I'll give a header. So my handwriting is going bad. I don't know why. Percentage increase and decrease. Now, what do I mean by percentage increase and decrease? Before going to that, this session or this section of the discussion will deal with something called as a okay. Now guys, multiplying factor is not something that you should generally pay too much attention to. I have seen students get uh, bogged down by the multiplying factor as such. There's nothing too much special about this multiplying factor. It's just a multiplier. It's just a multiplier. So the fact that we call it a multiplying factor does not really imbue any characteristics of a factor or a multiple. It's just a name that teachers and mentors have given it, and I also reciprocate with the name. So what do I mean by multiplying factor, and in general what do we mean by percentage increase or decrease? So a very interesting question coming your way, guys. So if suppose there is a statement given to you which says increase of 20%, Now, how do you indicate an increase of 20%?
So could you repeat the question?
Yeah.
into
How would
1.2.
you? Yeah, well, 1.2 and all that. But say, if I ask you, pertaining to today's session, if I ask you, how would you represent that in a fraction format?
When the so increase of 20%.
Increase of 20%. So whenever I write 20% and I give a arrow like this means an increment of 20%. And similarly, if if I write it like this, just for this session, this means a decrement or a decrease of 20%. So as of now, we are only considering a increase of 20%.
So x plus 1 by 5.
Yes, I mean, Shiv, you're going in the right direction. Uh, Varun also said a very interesting thing. Varun said something like 1.2.
Yeah.
Varun, the multiplying factor will come from 1.2 also. If you just get rid of the decimal, you'll get a 10 over there, 6
It's going
and
to
5.
be, yeah,
So
by 5.
we can do what uh, so
Yeah, you
point
can
zero
finish.
0.02 plus point zero 0.02.
Okay. Now I've understood. There is a little bit of confusion there. Now, Varun, if you are, if you are if you have understood this, at this
Yeah.
point, you may just choose to keep
It's
quiet or
like
yeah,
it's like 120 by 100 splitting up into smallest fraction, right?
yeah. Okay. Hold on. Now let me tell you guys. Okay, Varun, I'm just muting you for some time. Yeah.
Okay.
I basically think that the fan is creating a little bit of a problem to me. You can join back as in when required. It's not like I'm muting you forever. You can join back as in required. But let me just describe this idea of multiplying factor, percentage increase, decrease, and then you guys can join in. See, as of now, we were absolutely talking about percentages: 20%, 30%, 43.75%, let's say 93.33%, whatever. We were talking about percentages, just percentages. But now we are talking about percentage increment decrement. Both of you guys will agree to me if I say, can you quickly tell me what is, I'm not asking a question, I'm just rhetorically I'm saying, can you quickly tell me which is the fractional way of writing the same thing, increment of 20%? Both of you guys will agree to me that it is nothing but a increment of 1 by 5, right? Now please understand, guys, fractions as well as percentages are relative terms. They themselves have no significance. For example, if I say 20%, increase of 20%, so 20% of what? This is always going to be important. Now I'll come back to the idea, why is it suddenly from addition we are going into multiplication? Because ideally we are saying an increase of 20%. So should it not make sense if I just do 1 point, let's say 20% like this? See, we are actually doing the same thing. We're doing 1 plus 20% only, but we're doing it in a little different way. For example, when I say increase of 20%, very evidently Varun said 1.2, and the multiplying factor 6 by 5 I am getting only from that 1.2, but I will arrive at the multiplying factor little differently. Now guys, give me 1 second, allow me to create some space so that I can explain you guys. Just a second, yeah. So a 20% increment, as I just now mentioned, 20% ka increment will always happen over a base. Okay. And typically we consider that base to be either 100% of something, or we write 1 plus the fractional value of 20%, which is what? 1 by 5. Makes sense? And this is what I write as the multiplying factor, which corresponds to the increment of 20%. So the multiplying factor is going to be 6 by 5. Now, how do we relate all of this? The relation is pretty simple. We always think of this as the original number into the multiplying factor gives me the new number. Now, I will give you like a minute or so to, let's say, understand this idea. And at this point, You guys can ask me questions also. Now you can unmute yourself and you can ask me questions. I'll give you examples at this point. Guys, I'm waiting. If you guys
No,
want to.
I'm good on all of this.
Mm,
So,
yeah,
so multiplying factor. So, does it have any? It doesn't have any inherent meaning to it, intrinsic
there is
definition to it.
no. Okay, okay. See,
So, just a big word.
it's just a word. It does not really mean. I mean, it has got nothing to do with factors in general.
Okay,
So
sir.
there are faculties, there are teachers, quantitative aptitude teachers who would just call it a multiplier. But you know, I have started, I mean, when I was preparing, I started preparing from one of the institutes, and that institute used to call it multiplying factor. So I just picked up that lingo. I have seen people using the word as multipliers. That is also fine. Basically, Shiv, the idea is that increment of 20%, 30%, or increment of a number corresponding to a percentage will always be, let's say, will always take place with the help of this multiplying factor. That is the only thing that you need to understand. Now I will come back to the school bookish way of representing the multiplying factor and why we are not adding it. Okay. Now allow me to remove everything. Is it okay if I erase everything?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So see, there is a original quantity, or let's say original number, and then there is a percentage change. I'm writing a percentage change over here. Due to that percentage change, we get a final number, or let's say a new number. Okay. Just now, as I mentioned, both of you, please pay attention to this thing. This is important. Just now, as I said, it's a 20% increment. Original quantity, I have no idea. I am assuming it to be X. I need to know what is the new quantity. Now, guys, please pay attention to this thing very carefully, because this is the crux of your multiplying factors. Okay. How is it that I will denote the 20% change or 20% increment of the original number? I cannot simply just add 20% to X, because this is this, as I just now mentioned, 20% is a relative term. It is always related to some individual. And in our case, it will always be related to the original base. Okay. So this is actually, mathematically speaking, writing this thing as 20% of the original base, which is X. And this thing gives me the final value. Now, at this point, 20% can pretty well be converted back to the fraction equivalent, which is 1 by 5, 1 by 5x plus x. Now, this is what, Shiv, you were talking about. At this point, if I take x as common, 1 plus 1 upon 5, that is equals to the final this thing. And if
One
you
plus
do the arithmetic,
MF.
this is 6 by
M.
5. That is the final this thing. And yes, Shiv, excellent. This is the multiplying factor, or the MF. This multiplying factor will be used everywhere. If you go to allegations, you will see a little bit of multiplying factor getting used. If you go to time, speed, distance, you will find a multiplying factor. Basically, anywhere percentage increment decrement is happening, you can see the multiplying factor. Basically, we cannot directly add percentage values, because again, I'll repeat myself, I'll reiterate myself. Percentage values are always relative. They're not absolute quantities. So that's why we cannot add them directly to any number. When you add them, however, making sure all the mathematical operations and all the arithmetical operations are, taken into consideration, it basically boils down to the same thing, the multiplying factor. So 20% increment decrement will be always dealt with this thing. Now, guys, I am going to tell you something. If you want to write this thing in your notebook, you can write this also. Or maybe if you want to take a screenshot, you can take a screenshot. I would much rather you take a, let's say, you write it down in your notebooks, because that way you will remember it more. Okay, now I will give you the algorithm again. Should I erase everything?
It's fine for me, sir. I written it.
Okay, okay. Okay. So how is it that we get the multiplying factor? It's a very simple thing. It's just 1 plus the fraction. Now, please understand, if you want to write this, please write it somewhere. Multiplying factor is equals to 1 plus the fraction. And is this not what we were doing? 1 plus the fraction, which is 1 upon 5.
Yes, sir.
That is 6 upon 5, 20% increment. And this, my dear friends, is the multiplying factor. This, my dear friend, is the fraction equivalent. So there is a clear case difference of wording, but the situation is pretty same. Whenever you find a 6 by 5, a 4 by 5, that's a percentage increment or a percentage decrement. Percentage increment decrement has a value attached to it, but fraction in itself, fraction equivalent rather, in itself has no meaning. For example, 1 by 2 is just 50%, and that's it. It's not 50% increment of something, or 50% more than something, less than something. It's just 50%. This is the percentage equivalent. However, when I say, let's say 50% more than previous quantity, or an increment of 50%. For example, A has a salary, B has a 50% more salary than B. So if I consider A has 100, B will be 150. Okay, I'll repeat myself. If I say B has 50% more salary than this person A, that can mean that 50% of this thing, 100. So 100 B will have, and 50% more of that. So that is 150. I hope that makes sense.
Yes, sir.
Varun, do you have anything to add, or do you want to ask anything?
No, no.
Okay, okay. So let me give you some questions to ponder upon. We are only going to be dealing with the same idea. Multiplying factor is always going to be 1 plus the fraction. So if you might as well want to write it somewhere, you can write it, or maybe just keep it in your mind. Okay, I have a question for you guys, and you guys have to think on it. So the question is that you have to tell me the multiplying factor of 11.11 percentage increase. This is percentage increase, and I think I am pretty much clear what is a percentage increase versus what is a fraction equivalent. I'm giving you guys some time. Varun, you can also think on it, and you can give me an answer.
So, sir, could you repeat the question again? Okay.
Okay.
MF of sir, 10 by 9.
Yeah, correct, correct.
Sir, sir, I had a
How?
query.
Oh yeah, please go ahead.
So, sir, you said that MF doesn't have any inherent value or meaning to it, right?
Hmm.
So, but then why did you say percentage increase? Like, what is the relevance here of increase since we do
Okay.
not have any?
So yeah, see, relevance it has. Okay. So the idea is that what I was telling you is that the multiplying factor has nothing related to the factor itself. That is what I was telling you. But the relevance is always in increment and decrement. So when I say increment of 11.11%, so some quantity, any quantity. So say, the salary of, let's say, Ramesh. So Ramesh ka salary is X, and I'm talking about he will get an increment of 11.11%. So finally, what will his salary be? This is what I'm asking. So when I ask you about the multiplying factor, you should very directly come at this value. So whatever this value is X, multiply that by 10 by 9 and you get the final value. This is the increment that the fellow will have. Make sense?
Yes, sir. So, what if it is decrement?
Yeah, decrement will also be there, but I mean, we'll practice a couple of
So,
increment
so,
cases
so
and then
basically, so
hmm,
basically, the original into MF,
in
that
in
is
that
two.
case, hold on, Shiv, just a second. In that case, it's just simple. It's 1 minus the fraction. That's it.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
We will practice couple of those questions also. Don't worry. So it's not we're not going to leave out anything. But as of now, we
Okay.
are just focusing on this part.
So right now we just have to write MF is equal to 1 plus fraction. That is
Yes,
that is to calculate the
the
in case of.
percentage increase that we are doing that to calculate for the percentage increase.
Okay.
Va- Varun, you have gone silent for quite some time. Is there any problem? Do you have any queries or
No, no,
anything?
no, 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 nothing, nothing.
Okay, great, great, great. Okay, uh, another question coming your way, guys. 8.33 percentage increase the multiplying factor.
13 by 12.
Great, great. And do you know why I'm giving you these weird numbers, these absurd numbers?
Because
Just
we
so that,
already learned that.
yeah, you have learned that, and it will basically, it will be etched to your memory.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that by the end of the session, these peculiar numbers or these stupid numbers will get etched to your memory.
Yeah.
So again, I will tell you 1 plus 1 upon 12.
13 by
Why
12.
why 1 upon 12? Because the fraction equivalent of 8.33 percentage is what? 1 upon 12. But
12.
because we're looking at the multiplying factor, we will add 1 to it. And why we are adding 1 to it? Because we are looking at an increment. Make sense?
Yes.
13 by 12. So matlab, I will say this thing enough and more number of times so that you guys will have no issues at. Okay. An easy one, guys. An easy one. 6.66 percentage increment. You are to tell me the MF.
So, 16.15
16.15.
by 15.
16 by
Yeah,
15.
16 by 15. Correct, 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 correct. Okay, shall I give you a tricky one?
Yeah, please.
63.63 percentage increment, and you are to tell me the MF.
60.
63.63% increment.
It's a very
I
familiar.
should, okay, I should
11,
again tell you stupid number, stupid number. What should come to my mind? Okay,
11 1 by
numbers
9
are
into.
repeating. Hold on. Numbers are repeating. So can this be 9.09 is the only case in which the numbers are repeat. Okay, so what do I multiply?
11 point.
Multiply, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
So this is 7 upon 11. Is it not? Is this
Yes.
the
Yes.
multiplying factor? No, this is not the multiplying factor. This is the fraction equivalent. What is going to be
Yes.
the multiplying factor?
1 plus this
Final answer, guys. Final answer.
18 by 11.
18 by 11.
Any problem? Do you have any doubt?
No.
No, sir.
What is it that we did over here, guys? Both of you.
That weird fractions.
This is the fraction equivalent which we calculated. 7 by
Sir,
11.
I
Yeah.
got a question.
Yeah.
So this might be the better method to apply while doing this
Obviously, why else what would I
percentage.
be? Yeah,
You know.
why else would I be teaching you? And I'll tell you, you will start appreciating this method when we start solving the questions of simple interest, compound interest.
Yeah, right. I mean, instead of 1.6363, can 18 by 11 would make more sense.
Yes. But then, guys, again, I should tell you that there is a calculator. So
Yeah.
all these methods are there to make you sharp. When you are aware of the methods, now see one thing, please understand. Let me give you an example. A lion is pretty much equipped to kill a deer.
Yeah.
So does that mean every time a deer goes in front of a lion, the lion will, go up and catch the deer? No, it's up to the lion to maybe, use his methods, or maybe he might roar and the deer will basically die of fear. That's a different thing. But do you understand the agenda? That's what I'm saying.
Yes.
I'm giving you the tools. Whether to apply the tools or not, that is entirely up to you.
Yes.
Make sense?
Yeah.
Yes.
Another one, shall I give you?
Sure.
Yes.
Shall I erase this part?
Yeah.
Okay. Guys, this is also not that tricky because I've given you the idea. So 87.5 percentage increment, you have to tell me the MF, which is the not the usual MF that we say, the multiplying factor.
87.5 increase.
7
It is 87.5.
15 by 8.
Great, 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 great. Shiv is going on a very good screen.
He's on fire.
He's on fire. Now he started appreciating the numbers. 87 point, stupid number, I don't know what do I do. 12.5, something
12.5.
related to that. I'll multiply a 7 over there. Okay. Okay, quickly, one question is, sir, how do you know? Have you mucked up these numbers? See, 87.5, I know for a fact will only be, I mean, it's a multiple of 5 somewhere here and there. The nearest multiple that I know is 12.5, and I know a fraction equivalent of that, which is 1 by 8. So basically, it's the iterations that I have done that makes couple of patterns visible to me. If you go through the practice exercises, if you do the class exercises, you guys will also start seeing the pattern. So it's not like, I'm doing some tantra mantra over here.
Yes.
But this is not the multiplying factor, guys. I need the multiplying factor.
15 by 8. 1
Yes,
plus.
yes. Now we'll tackle the question that Shiv was telling me. So we have practiced enough and more problem. Now let's go to the decrease part that Shiv was telling. Sir, what about if the numbers decrease? Okay, now we are looking at percentage decrease and not really going too much ahead of ourselves. The same numbers that I have given you, I basically have a little bit of notes with me. I've created a couple of notes. So the notes basically the same numbers. I'm going to take you to the same numbers, but this time 11.11% decrement, and you have to tell me the MF. Quickly, guys. Now this will not take you more than a second.
8 by 9.
Great, great, great. Shiv, is this okay?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
8.33%, but this time around decrement, decrease.
11 by 12.
Great. Okay. Next number is 6.66%, but this time again decrease.
14 by 15.
Great. Now Shiv, you will tell me 63.63%, but decrement or decrease.
So 1 by 11.
10 by
1 by 11. So just a minute, sir.
If
7
you
by
have a,
11 and so 7 7 by 11. Oh, no, wait, 4 by 11. 4 by 11. 4 by 11.
so anytime you have a problem, please refer back to this thing. Yeah. Last one, guys. Last one. 87.5%, but decrease. You know the answer.
3 by 8.
It can't be 3 by 8. Yeah, Varun, what are you doing?
Sorry.
1 by 8.
Oh, yeah.
Make sense? Make sense?
Yes.
Guys, did you understood in this time around? I did nothing. It's just 1 minus the fraction for the multiplying factor. Any questions? Anything? Any doubts?
No, sir.
No.
Okay, great. Okay, now guys, one interesting thing. These were relatively good numbers, but suppose there's a question that I ask you. What is the multiplying factor for 31% increment? First of all, do you think this is a difficult question?
31%.
Yeah.
31%.
Varun, you will tell me this answer, and I know you have the answer with you. And Shiv, you too.
Yes, sir.
Shiv, what is the problem, Shiv? Shiv, what is the difficulty?
So let's break down that number.
If I'm not able to break down the number, can I not write it like this?
We can, sir.
This is 1 by 1. Wait, okay.
Can I not do this?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's also true, sir.
I may be able to reduce this, but if I find nothing, this is the first thing that you guys told me when I asked you 20% ka multiplying factor. What is going to be the multiplying factor for 20%? This is what you guys gave me. So this is basically what happens when you are looking for other methods, better methods. There's no better method. It is the same methods that you do, that you are looking at, but with a different perspective. Okay, one more question. 13% decrease multiplying factor.
It's 0.8. 1 minus 13 by 100.
Exactly. Which is
80,
what?
87 by 100. 0.87.
This is the multiplying factor. So, for example, somebody asks you, "Ki, hey Varun, do you know my salary got a 13% decrement, or my salary decreased by 13%. So, what is the multiplying factor that I should be using in that case? I will not think too much. I know 1 minus 13 by 100 is the multiplying factor, which is 87 by 100. So, whatever number he had, just multiplying that by 87 by 100, I'll get the new number.
Yeah,
Let's practice a couple of questions, shall we, guys?
sure.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I'm erasing this slide. Okay. Please remember the template. The template is original number, percentage increment, or percentage decrement, final number. Okay. The first number is, let's take 63 as the first number, and I'm saying 11.11. I'm taking simple numbers, 11.11 percentage increase, and you were to tell me the final number. Okay, now hold on, don't hasten, don't hasten up. I don't know the original number, but I know that 7.69% of that number has decreased, and I know the final number is 84. So what is the original number?
So that's only these two questions.
Yeah, only these two questions.
Okay.
7. Okay.
Today we are only manipulating the numbers. We are only trying to understand how we can manipulate numbers here and there.
Yes, sir. Just a minute, sir.
Yeah, sure. Class exercise, I think today will not be able to reach. Most probably tomorrow we'll take the class exercises, because there is one or two more concepts that I need to discuss with you, which is the successive percentage change. Oh,
Sir, I
yeah.
have one question. Like 7.69 cannot be broke into another fraction, right?
1 by 13, multiplying factor would be 1 minus 1 by 13.
Okay, 1 by 30. Oh, I forgot. Okay. Sorry.
Okay, now tell me the answer, both of you.
77.54.
First one, the answer to the first one.
The first one is 84.
70.
70. First one is 70.
Shiv, the first one.
So 70.
Yeah, true, correct, 70. I'm not going to ask you how you did it, because I know pretty much how you guys got it. Next one.
77.5.
No. Shiv.
Sir, just a minute, sir. I'm doing it.
Varun, are you adding? Do you see this is a decrement of 7.69?
Yeah, decrease.
So whatever that number would be, I'm multiplying a 12 by 13, is it not?
Yeah.
That should be equals to an 84. 12 sevens are. And this is 91.
Oh, God. Okay. My mistake.
Did you figure out which part of the solution was erroneous?
Actually, I
Yeah.
gave mistake. Like I went on the same method.
Okay, that's fine. I mean, some calculation error can happen. Shiv, are you clear with this?
So I'm just breaking out that. So so
Okay.
7.6.
7.69, Shiv is
So just a minute.
see, for multiplying factor, decrement we
1
are
by
looking
13.
at.
1 by 13.
So is it not going to be 12 by 13?
12 by 13. Yes, sir. So I was
And
just.
this,
Yes, sir.
yeah, okay. I think
9.
you are now clear.
Yes, sir.
Okay, now we'll go to applications, because so far we are just looking at numbers. Now we'll look at a proper questions. Okay. But obviously, because I don't have the PPT with me, I will have to write them. So you guys have to bear my handwriting. Okay. The price of a TV set was rupees 9,624. Let's say it increases by, it increased by, let's take my favorite number, 8.33 percentage. What will be the new price? A pretty simple one. One more question. Okay, let's just first of all solve this question.
Price is increased, right?
Yeah.
So 13 by 12 into original price, right?
Yes, guys, please remember, for this class itself, original into the multiplying factor will always result in the final number, or you can also say the new number. Okay.
Yeah.
Original number is given 9624. Multiplying factor, guys, quickly, 8.33%.
13 by 12 into 9624.
1 plus 1 by 12,
No,
that is 13 by 12.
Yeah.
just a minute, sir.
10426.
12 8s are 96, 0, 12 2s are 24, correct? This
Yep.
is 20,
8.33 is 1 by 12. Yes, sir. It's okay. Done.
13 2s are 26, 2, 13 8s are 104. This is going to be the answer. Are you getting the same answer? Because if not, I'll have to check with the calculator.
Sir, in exam, it is better that we use calculator or
See,
rely on.
Shiv, I would say if in the exam, in the actual exam, na, I have rarely seen, I mean, I have never used the calculator. The only time I used the calculator was during 2019. One compound interest ka question has come, 19 or 20, I don't remember the exact year. One compound interest ka question has come, and for that I had to use the calculator. Otherwise, the questions are given in such a way that you will never require the calculator. But yes, the calculator is there for some reason. It's present for your psychological reasons also. You can use it. There's nobody, but then it will, it will cost you. Your speed will get reduced significantly.
Yes, sir. Got it, sir.
Guys, the answer, is it
Sir,
okay?
this is the answer. Yes, sir.
Great, great. Let's go to the next one then. Okay. Another application question, guys. This is again a word problem. I'm using this hashtag as the number of students. Okay. So number of students in a, let's say, college. In a college is 36996. I think these questions are there in the module. I mean, anyways, I mean, I've just replicated the questions. So there is a decrease of 7.69% over the previous year. Okay. How many students were there in last year? Question is pretty comprehensive. I think I've just written it like that. Number of students in a college is 36,996. Okay. There is a decrement, or there's a decrease of 7.69% student over the previous year. Pay attention to this part. How many
12 by
students were there in the last year?
12 by 13 into.
Same algorithm, guys. Same algorithm.
How many students were
There in last year.
last year? Last year, okay. That means into 13 by 12.
No, it's not going to be 30. I'm not going to say. You guys will tell me.
Okay.
Original into the MF is the final number. This
Sir,
much
just a
hint
minute,
I'm.
sir.
Sir, I'm asking you, there is a decrease of 7.69 from the previous year. The previous year has to be more.
Whenever there is a decrement,
36,
yeah,
996. So 36996.
yeah, 36996.
Okay, sir. So for 40079.
Yes, correct.
Is that 14 by 13 into?
No, not 14. Varun, you're making a silly error. You're making a very, very, very silly error. So
1 by 12.
basically, x into what is the percentage decrement? That is 1 minus 1 by 12. Sorry, 1 minus 1 by 13. 7.69 is 1 by 13, na, guys.
Yeah, right.
So that is going to be 12 by 13. This is the decrement that happened over last year.
Okay.
Current year ka number they are giving, na final number they have given 36996. This will go by 12. It has to go by 12. And I am just going by what Shiv said, 40079.
Okay. Okay.
Any problem?
No.
Okay. So these were the two application questions based on the same idea of percentage increase, percentage decrease. And similar questions will be tested to you in the, tests, in your upcoming tests rather. Okay, now an interesting theory, guys. Okay, should I erase everything?
Yeah.
Okay. Today we are, I think the theory part of percentages is over. Tomorrow we are only going to be solving questions. Theory, and if you see, there were a lot of theory, and even now also there is a bit of a theory left. Okay, so this is called percentage offset. Okay, in some textbooks or some faculties, YouTube here and there also called it AB rule. I like to call it, okay, this is my lingo. Percentage offset is something that the module will use probably, but my lingo is product constancy. Now I'll exactly tell you what this product constancy, percentage offset, AB rule is. Okay, but I will be able to explain this thing much better with an example. So allow me to write the question. And I'm pretty sure you guys will be able to relate to the question. Suppose if the price of petrol is increased by, let's take a easy number, 14.28%. Okay.
Okay.
By how much? By how much should you reduce the consumption to keep the expense constant? Okay, please understand, this is a very important question. This is a very interesting question also. So the price of petrol has gone up. You need to decrease the consumption, and why are you decreasing the consumption? Because the expense you want to keep. So earlier, suppose you had an expense of 100 rupees. Today also you want to keep the expense to 100 rupees. But because the price of the petrol has gone up, you obviously have to reduce the consumption. And that is why constancy, product constancy. That is why I always call these questions product constancy. You can also call them offsetting.
Okay.
Maybe Shiv can tell us what offset means. Shiv is a little good with English. That's why I'm saying. I'm not mocking Shiv.
Shiv is not here. Shiv went for a break.
Shiv went for a break or what? Shiv, are you there?
Shiv, you're on mute, Shiv.
Shiv is on mute. I think maybe I don't know if
Yes.
I don't know if he's facing some issues with the.
Yeah.
Shiv, everything fine?
So there was some lag happening.
Oh, okay. So I
So am
haven't
I
I
audible
have
now?
Yeah, you're audible. I haven't said anything. This is just a question. Can you read the question?
The price of the petrol
If the price of, okay,
increase,
I'll read it for you.
increased by 14.28%.
14.28%. By how much should you reduce the consumption to keep the expense constant?
Okay.
This is a clear case of manipulating the percentage, let's say this thing, or the multiplying factors also.
So what do they mean here by constant?
So see, what it mean by constant is that, suppose, earlier the budget for you was 100 rupees, but
Yes, sir.
but see, the price of petrol has increased. You still have a budget of 100 rupees only, so your consumption will go down because the price is heavier now. This is the meaning of constant expense.
Okay, sir.
So can I tell you something?
Yeah, sure.
Is that like if the price is I mean, it's rocketed 14.28, the
Yeah.
consumption has to get decreased the same amount.
No, it won't be the same amount. It won't
Okay.
be the same amount, but you're thinking in the right direction. Acha, tell me quickly, guys. Should I start solving,
Uh,
or do you want to think a little bit? Okay, let me give you a hint.
Petrol into cost equal to expense.
No, not the petrol. Price into consumption
Price.
is equal to expenditure.
So consumption has to be reduced by some amount.
Something has increased, so obviously the other thing has to go down. Only then the product will stay constant. That is
Uh,
what I meant by product constancy.
so reciprocal of
Exactly, you said a wonderful thing, Varun. Now,
yeah.
reciprocal is a good word that you use, but now you have to pay attention to what is the multiplying factor for the petrol, the
Yeah.
increment for
Yeah,
petrol.
let me say it's a 1 by 7 8 1 plus 1 by 7, it's an 8 by 7,
Yeah,
7 by
8 by
8,
7.
okay.
7,
8
7
by
by
7. 8 by 7.
The MF, I'm just looking at the MF. It is, tell
8
me.
by 8 by 7.
8 by 7.
So 7
Great.
by 8 expenditure has to go down
So
7 by 8.
yes, so what do I multiply to keep it at 1? So I don't want any change over. Anything that I do, it will change from the earlier expense. So it has to be 7 by 8, the multiplying factor for the decrement. Now, can you guys quickly tell me what is the percentage decrease here?
1 by 8.
1 by 8 is equivalent to what the percentage this thing?
12.5.
So 12.5 sorry, 12.5 percentage decrease has to happen. And what
That
is this percentage decrease? This is the consumption. So initially,
yeah.
if you are consuming some amount of petrol, this time around, you will be consuming 12.5% less. And only then your expense will be met. Shiv, is that clear? I'll give you another method to solve this thing.
So just a minute, sir. Let me. Uh,
So you know something?
Yeah,
When I used to solve this problem back then,
yeah.
I used the method like if 14 has increased, something has to be decreased, right?
Yeah.
So I take 100 by 114.28, I get a 0.87.5,
That also
87.5.
works. That
Yeah,
also works. I mean, we have all
so
done these things. It's not.
yeah.
Yeah, Shiv, you're saying
so
something.
so so we took the reciprocal. Reciprocal was a cost. So how low the cost has to go, right?
Yeah. I'll explain it in a different way. Maybe then it will become much more easier for you to grasp. Okay. Now, let me take another method to solve this thing. Okay. Let me just erase a part of this expression. Otherwise, uh, let's see if you guys can appreciate the second method. And this is a little textbookish method. Okay, I would never expect you guys to ever solve questions through this method, but I'm just telling you this for the sake of uh, telling you. So just now I said that price into quantity, or price into, see, quantity or consumption, you can use both. So P into Q will be equal to EXP, that is the expenditure. Okay. Now suppose initially the price was fixed for some quantity of the petrol. Quantity means the, you know, the consumption, the amount of petrol that was there. So suppose, do you see that the number is 14.28%. So because it is 14.28%, instead of taking the numbers as X or Y, I will just take the number as 7 itself, because it's 1 by 7. Na? So that's why I'm a little biased towards there. Multiplying this by 8 liters. Now at this point, just pay attention to why I'm writing. I mean, just let this thing go. I'm just taking 8 liters just for the sake of it. So what is the total expenditure, Shiv? Can you tell me?
So 56. No,
Great.
26. Yes.
This is the first case. After some time, the price has increased by 14.28%. What that means is, Shiv, from 7x it has gone to 8x, but I'm keeping, keeping the x out of the picture. I'm just writing it as 7 only, or rather 8 only. So increment, if you see from 7 to 8, the increment is of 14.28%. Okay, you have to pay attention to that. I don't know how much reduction in the quantity I need to do, but one thing I know, that my price needs to be fixed at 56. So at this point, can you see what number should I put in this box so that my price is fixed at 56?
So it remains the same.
Oh, I did not get you.
So, uh, so, for, so, so, so for example, initially the price was 7 rupees, and the
Yeah,
quantity we were buying were
7 rupee per liter. And
eight
yes,
liters, and the expenses we incurred were 56 rupees. But
56
since there
rupees
is a 14.28% of increase,
increment.
so increment, so the price has to remain cost same.
Yeah,
So 1/8.
1 by 8.
Uh, uh, so one
No,
by
so
oh, wait.
Shiv, just
Seven,
just
seven, 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 seven.
Shiv, yeah. So just look at the numbers, Shiv. I just need to put a number so that I get as 56. So 7. Okay. What
Okay.
is this 7? This is 7 liters. Yeah. This
Yes, sir.
was 7 rupee per liter. This is the price. This is the quantity. Shiv, can you tell me, from 8 liters, I'm reducing to 7 liters. How much am I reducing? I'm reducing 1 on 7 liters. Am I not? Sorry. I'm reducing 1 on 8, because my original quantity was 8, na? So I'm reducing from 8, I'm going to 7. So I'm reducing 1 on 8. Does this make sense? I'll repeat again if you want.
So one. So how did it become 1 on 8?
Why did it? Yeah, this is a very important question. Why does it become 1 on 8 and not, and this is obviously not 1 on 7? The reason is that, Shiv, because we always use the previous quantity, the initial quantity. So final minus initial, if you remember, the percentage change is final minus initial
Initial by final.
upon initial.
Initial.
This is the percentage change, na? This is the formula for percentage change. Final minus initial. So as of now, final minus initial is nothing but a change.
Okay.
Change by initial. And that is why we are keeping 8 and not 7. So yes, this was a very good question, that why 7 and not 8. Sorry,
So
why 8 and not 7? I'm sorry.
so by how much should you reduce the consumption of the expense? So that by should we should reduce it by 1/8.
1 8, and that is equivalent to what percentage? This thing,
Uh, 1 by.
just the percentage value,
So
12.5, is it not?
yes, sir, yes, sir. Okay. Yeah.
So Shiv, this is the reduction in what? The quantity or the consumption. Made sense?
Quantity.
But
Yes, sir.
I would still say use this method, because if the price is getting increased by some factor, and the multiplying factor you can see is 8 by 7, I can just use the reciprocal of that to come back to this 1, because 1 is what, 100%, and I need to keep this 100% intact. I would still say use this method.
Okay, sir.
Make sense?
Yes, sir.
Think about this. Do you have, if you have any doubt, you can come back. There's no issue with it. But method number two, is too childish, too textbookish. Please refrain from this method. Try to understand this method. If you have any doubt in this method, the first method, come back to it. And Shiv, I should also take some time to tell you this, and Varun, you also. Do you remember there is a chapter by the name of time, speed, and distance?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
If you see now, time into speed is equals to distance.
Yeah.
This is the formula. This is the same product constancy formula that, so if time increases, speed decreases, keeping the distance constant. So this has to be constant. If
Yeah.
the distance is also increasing, decreasing, then this relation, increment, decrement, does not work.
Yeah.
Okay. And why does this happen? If Shiv, if you have a question on that, I know you will not have the question. Obviously, in the chapters on ratios and proportions, I'll discuss this in much greater details. So this is basically happening because of a constant of proportionality. These things are proportional to each other, but not directly proportional, inversely proportional. And that is why we say time and speed are inversely proportional. Or in other words, we use this notation.
I'll be back. Let me go to bathroom, please.
Okay, okay, please. Shiv, do we take a break of like 2 minutes? Do you want to go somewhere or you want to stay?
Sir, I'll stay. It's
Okay,
fine.
great.
I'll be
So
back.
let's just give him some time. Let him come back.
Yes, sir.
There is just one bit theory left. I will discuss that, and then the entire theory portion of percentages will be over. And then
Sir,
from yeah,
sir, in the syllabus of arithmetic,
yeah.
so I think just mention percentages and function.
No, function is in algebra. Functions are different area.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
In arithmetic, there is percentage, profit loss, and interest that is combined.
Okay, sir.
I could have taken profit loss also into this chapter, but I thought that, percentages in itself requires a lot of importance because this is the crux of quantitative aptitude.
Yes, sir.
A lot of questions you will see getting designed just on percentages, ratio manipulation.
Yes, sir.
And if you have, and really, if you want to score a good percentile, that good percentile to better percentile to best percentile, this is the, the basics needs to be there.
Sir,
Yeah.
sir, in CAT, most of questions from Quants, they will come
Yeah.
from arithmetic and as well as algebra.
Yeah, majority of the questions comes from arithmetic, Shiv, that is true. But then I should tell you that please don't keep this bad, let's say, idea in your mind that if we just prepare arithmetic and we prepare arithmetic to my best, I will score a 99 percentile. That may happen, but at the same time, it's very risky. So I know
Yes, sir.
permutation combination is not that relevant, but I'm telling you, when I teach you permutation combination, when I teach you probability, you'll start appreciating numbers, you'll start appreciating patterns. And as a aspirant, as a test taker, you should always pay attention to, numbers and how numbers are behaving.
Yes, sir.
And once you have the tools, I'll keep on repeating myself, once you have the tools, then you can decide. You know everything on permutation combination, then you can decide, sir, I'm leaving this chapter because I know everything, but I'm leaving it because it's not my forte. But you should never do this thing that, sir, I will not study permutation combination because, permutation combination does not come in CAT. That is a very bad strategy. And I have seen
Yes,
students
sir.
fail because of that.
Okay, sir. So, but our main focus in general should be on two.
Arithmetic, algebra, geometry.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Arithmetic being the, the majority of the questions will come from arithmetic, followed by algebra, then geometry, and a little bit of higher maths, you can say modern maths, which includes number system and a little bit of your permutation combination. Permutation combination also, they have started asking questions, easy question, not very difficult. The
Yes,
uh,
sir.
the the level of questions that I will teach you or the level of question that I'll make you guys familiar with will be much higher than what CAT will ever test you. And that is why I can say with utmost clarity that by the end of our, sessions, or by the end of our discussions, you guys will be ready to, knock off any challenge which is there.
Yes, sir.
We have still not started practice sessions. Now we'll start the practice sessions. Just give me some time. Just give, just that. This is the one thing that I'll keep on saying. Just hang in there. If there is any doubt, just crush the doubt then and there. Because once we start the practice sessions, that is when the beauty will start coming in.
Right, sir.
When
Okay,
we
sir.
start, crushing the actual CAT problems. Anyways, guys, now let's go back to the problems. Yeah. But one more thing I should like to tell you. Basics are sacrosanct. You cannot escape the basics. You have to go through the basics. Varun has also gone through the CAT. He's not a fresher. He's not a beginner. He's also repeating. But then I told him that be the beginner. Feel the brunt for some time, and I can assure you that by the end of the sessions you will be ready.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Enough of motivational talk. Now
Motivation.
let's go back to the questions. Yeah, there I think we will be able to knock off in the next 30 minutes. Let's see. A little bit of concept left. I think the successive percentage change is something that I need to discuss, and a couple of questions. Okay, guys. So I'll ask you a question. A very interesting question related to the percentage offset or the product constancy itself, which is, and a very silly question, very silly. So if A is 20% less than B,
Mhm.
the question is, then B is dash percentage more than A.
Okay. Less than B. Um, five by four.
No. You have to 5 by 4 is fine, Varun, but
Yeah.
you have to tell me in percentage terms.
25.
And this is not multiplying factor, mind you.
Okay, 25% more than A.
Okay, I'll
You-
just give Shiv some time, and
Sir,
I'll
A
wait for
plus,
Shiv.
sir, A plus MF of A is equal to B.
So Shiv, the same idea. When I say 20% less than B, what does that mean? The multiplying factor would be
So 1 by 5.
no 1 minus something.
Okay, less than. Okay,
Yeah.
4 by 5.
So Shiv, can we agree that A will be 4 by 5 of
5.
B?
Yes, sir.
At this point, Shiv, there are many things that we can do. Ideally, Shiv, what I would have done, or any trained mind would do this, I will just look at the ratios 4 by 5. So because they're asking me to find B and B on A, so just reverse this. So B on A becomes 5 by 4. So more than, now please pay attention, Shiv. I'll tell you, I'll give you a very detailed explanation, but just see what I'm doing. This is 1 more than 4, the original number, 1 more than 4. Or you can also think of it like this: 1 plus 1 by 4. This is what? 25%. So how much more? 25% more. And how 25% more? This. But ideally, if you would have asked me, and I know after, let's say, 2-3 months, whenever I give you a question like this, you will only look at A is equals to 4 by 5B. You'll look at this part, and oh, you want me to find for B by A, na? So B by A is what? 4 by 5. Sorry, 5 by 4. So the increment is of what? From 4 to 5, the increment is of 1. And the base is what? Base is 4. Why is the base 4? Because than. Always pay attention to this thing. Than. This is the word than. Question is than A. So it should always compare to that thing. Compare to that A. So 1 on 4, 25%. Shiv, made sense?
Yes, sir. Sir,
Or should I? Yeah,
sir, 1 plus 1 by 4, it's called 25. So where
yeah.
did it 20, so how did it become 25?
Okay. So I'll explain. Okay, I'll explain again. Okay, okay, I'll explain. Just give me 1 second. So I was just basically, I was just trying to see if you can see the pattern, or if you could just, let's say, appreciate the pattern. Anyways, that's not a problem. That's not a problem. See, when I say A is 20% less than B, that means we have understood this far. This is A is equals to 4 by 5 of B, or that is 4 by 5 into B also I can write.
Yes, sir.
What the question basically asks you is B is what multiplying factor of A? Can we just see that this is nothing but a 5 by 4? Shiv, this is the multiplying factor. How do we go
Yes, sir.
back to percentages from multiplying factor? 1 plus the
Oh,
fraction,
yes, sir.
or you can break it like this: 1 plus 1 by 4. This is the one for the 100%, and 1 by 4 is the percentage, this thing, the fraction multiply, the fraction
Yes, sir.
equivalent. So
Okay.
this is the
25%.
25%. Does this make sense? Shiv,
Yes, sir.
you can also use X and all that. You can use variables, but I will not, show you the X and all that, because that is too childish. That is too textbookish and childish.
Yes, sir.
Okay. You can assume numbers also. For example, if A is 20% less than B, you can assume, for example, you can take B as 100 and A as 80. And then maybe you can do a whole lot of things. This is something that I'm leaving as a homework for you, because I need you guys to play around a little bit. Okay. And this is there in the modules also, so you will not have to worry too much. Okay. Okay. One more question, guys. Okay. This is an application question. I have to again write. Guys, please bear my handwriting once again. Government increased the price of petrol. Increased the, I will try to be as much grammatically correct as I can, but please ignore if I'm not. Government increased the price of petrol by 16.67%. Okay. But due to elections, Lok Sabha election, due to elections, they had to revert back to the original price. By what percentage? By what percentage should they revert now? This is again coming from the same idea of percentage offsets.
Yes.
I'll give you a very simple hint, and then probably you guys will be able to solve it yourself only. What is it that they have said? The price of petrol has gone up. How much? 16.6. Guys, quickly tell me, what is the
1 by
multiplying factor?
6. 1 plus 1 by 6.
1 plus 1 upon 6, which is
7 by 6.
7 by 6. So the new price needs to go
Be
down. Obviously, this is a percentage of the price that needs to go down.
6
How
by
much
7.
will it go down? Shiv,
6,
can you
5
tell
by
me?
6. 5 by 6. 1 minus
No,
1 by 6.
no. I
6 by
just
So,
this is a reciprocal concept, Shiv.
so,
Into
so,
6
so,
by 7, that should give me the original quantity. This is the original quantity.
So,
So this is, read the question again, Shiv. Once
okay,
again,
okay,
read the
okay,
question.
okay, 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 okay.
The question is not asking you for any multiplying factor or anything. The
So
question is
basically, they're
asking,
saying that
yes,
they increase the price, but the price has to remain the same.
they did increased, but due to election, they had to revert back. कि, ठीक है, let's decrease for the timing, and then we'll. So how much decrement they will have to give so that it becomes the original price?
14.28.
Okay, okay, okay.
14.28.
Yeah,
And
decrease.
how exactly is it coming? 1 minus 1
1
upon
minus
7.
1. Oh, yeah.
So,
And this 1 upon 7 is 14.28% decrease. Now, please pay attention to this thing, Shiv and Varun, both of you. I think Varun, you must have catched it, but Shiv, please pay attention to this thing. 6 is becoming, let me use a different color. 6 is becoming 7. Okay. Basically, the decrement is happening 1 on 7. Make sense?
yes, sir. So
Because they have,
so the decrement is happening 1 on 7.
yeah,
Yeah,
be-
yeah, yeah, yeah.
because, okay, you can also think of it like this. This is obviously going to be an increment because this is more than 1. You can also think of it like this. This is more than 1. This fraction is an improper fraction. Also, I mean, let's not get into jargons. Improper
So,
fraction, proper fraction, yeah.
so
But
technically, like by just at the outset, so
yeah,
shouldn't they be reducing the same price? Like if you're increasing by 16 to 7%, shouldn't be reducing it the
basically
same?
what basically what you are saying is that, is it not logical if you increase the price of the petrol by 6.67%? Why is it not that you should, I mean, why is it the difference is happening? You should go back to the same decrement, na?
Yes, sir.
16.67%. So that is because, Shiv, price and the quantity are inversely related. Okay, so there is no direct relation among them. So if they were directly related, so as much as I have increased, I could decrease that much if they were in direct proportion. Please understand this thing, what
Yes,
I'm
sir.
saying, that if price and quantity were in direct proportion, if I increase the price with a, let's say, 16.67%, quantity would have also increased by 16.67%. If I decrease the price by 16.67%, quantity would have also been decreased by 16.67%. But this is not the case. It is inversely proportional. So that relation, that direct relation will not happen.
Okay,
And
sir.
I'll repeat this thing again. I'll have to clear some space. So just give me some time. Yeah. I think you guys are getting confused just because of the, constancy and the this thing. Otherwise, I think you guys are pretty much understood this. Okay. See, initially the price was, there could have been some price. That price got increased. Can you quickly tell me how much is the multiplying factor for the increment of 16.67%?
So, but for the increment of,
Yeah.
so 1 plus 1 by 7, 8 by 7.
So
1 plus
this
1 by 6. Yes,
so this is
1 by 6.
P into 7 by 6. Whatever this thing, this is the new quantity. Please remember to what I was telling you initially, or oh, hold on. Original into the multiplying factor is equal to the final quantity or the new quantity. Okay. If I have to go back to my new quantity, and I need to, obviously I need to reduce some part of it, na? So does that not make sense? The increment or decrement, I just need to transfer this factor or this multiplying factor to that side. That is going to be whatever that new quantity was. Let's say that was X into 6 by 7. Is this not what we are doing? And when
Yes,
we get
sir.
a 6 by 7, this 6 by 7 is what? This is 1 minus 1 by 7. This 1 by 7 is what? 14.28%. And please remember, because we're subtracting, this is a 14.28% decrement. So Shiv, I think you have understood it. It's just it's becoming a little hodgepodge in your mind. I'm pretty sure if you go back to the recording, or if you give it some time of your own, you probably will understand it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But I'm pretty sure so far I think it should be clear. Varun, do you want to add something to it?
No, nothing.
But Varun, okay, so you understood it. But Varun, tell me how exactly your brain is catching this thing up.
Well, okay, I'll say my version. Okay,
Okay, great.
so 16.67 is like 7 by 6, and
Yeah,
you've taught us 1 by 6 plus 1, 7 by 6.
yeah,
And I know, for the matter of fact, that I know that this is not exactly 16.67 that has to be reduced. If 20% decreases there, that means 25% increases there. If 20% increases there, that means 80, some kind of 8, only 0.83 would come.
yeah.
Yeah. Likewise, here
And
16.67. Yeah.
yeah, and Shiv, I should tell you, you said a very interesting thing, Shiv, but in today's session, otherwise, we'll not be able to complete the entire theory, and there's just 10 minutes left. But that doesn't matter. We'll extend the session. But all I want to say is that, can you do this in your homework? Can you just see if you just keep the 16.67 as it is, you decrease it also by 6.67%? Can you see if, okay, let's do it. Let's do it.
No, no, no. Let's do with another number, easy number,
No,
like
not with
20.
another, not with another number, because then we'll not be able to understand it. So what we are saying is we are decreasing the. So initially it was okay. So initially it was how much? 7/6. That is giving me the new quantity. Whatever is a new quantity, whatever is a new quantity, I need to decrease how much? 16.67%, which is 1/6. Let's decrease that. I'll get again a 5/6. Okay, hold on. What am I doing? What am I doing?
It would be 14.28.
No, no,
No.
no, no. Hold on, hold on. There is something, there's some mistake that has crept in. How can you suddenly, from price and the multiplying factor of the price, how can you suddenly change to the new quantity and subtract something from the new quantity? So this is what I did. I subtracted, let's say 16.67, 1/6. I get a 5.6. But what is this 5.6? Is this not a new quantity? This has got nothing to do with the price of the petrol initially. Price of the petrol initially was 16.67%. That was increased, right? And now they're reverting it back to the original price. So obviously the price has to go down now. We cannot do anything to the new quantity. So basically, even if I try to manipulate the numbers with the new quantity, that is not the case, because that will give me a different set of answer.
Yes, sir.
And maybe I can take another example also. Varun, you were saying something 20%, 25%.
Yeah.
Tell me.
Let's say 100 into 1.2.
Into 1.2, let's do this. 120.
120. And how much of 120 is 100? Is that 20% or
How much of 120?
no? Yeah, should be decreased so that we can get 100.
Hold on. Let me write then, because it's an interesting one. How much of 120 is 100?
Yeah, 120 means what? 6 by 5.
I mean, this is the multiplying factor that you're saying. Okay.
Yes, yes,
And
6 by
and
5.
we're, yeah. So
Uh,
basically you want to get something over here. I don't know what
yes.
that thing is.
What is that?
I'm calling it a question mark. That is
100.
equals to 100. So let's say the question mark is 100 upon 120. 5 on 6.
Yeah. What is 5 by 6?
What is 5/6? This is 1 minus 1/6.
Yeah.
This is again 16 point, or
6,
uh,
7. 16.67. 1 by 6.
5 into 16.67.
Ah.
Whatever this is. Let's say
Wait, let me say.
83 point whatever.
83.33 is the answer. 5 by 6, 83.33. That means,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, that means what I'm saying is, if we are if for 120 from 100, if 20% increased, only 16% is getting decreased from 120 to 100.
Actually, do you know what is the problem? Shiv, can you figure out what is the problem that we are facing here? I can pretty much see the problem now. Shiv, can you see the problem? Varun, you can also predict the problem now. Did you
Mm,
remember something about the multiplying factors being relative numbers? So when I use 100 and 1.2, 120, they have no significance of their own. They will always make a significance when we say increase on a base of something. So for
yeah.
example, I take A, or let's say Amit, and let's say B for Bakul. So if Amit ka salary is 100%, then a 10% increase on that, let's say a 10% increase of that is Bakul ka salary, that is 110. Now this makes sense because there's a original quantity and there's a final quantity, and only then the MF makes sense. What we did over here is that we took a number and we just multiplied it with something and we got something. But if I just want to revert back to what is 120 and 100, we'll find some absurdity because I cannot find any pattern in this.
No, sir, actually, what I was saying is, hello.
Yeah, I am listening to
Yeah,
you.
yeah. No, I was saying, from 100 to 120, there's a 20% increase.
Yeah,
But from 120 to 100, it's not 20% decrease. Actually, 16.61% decrease.
120 is basically a 20% increment on 100.
100,
Yeah,
but the same 20% decrement from 120 is not
because
100.
120 said we cannot find a decrement of 120 on 100, na? Because 100 is a lesser quantity. Anyways, guys, I think we are just going astray.
We are just going as actually
Yeah,
we are
we're just
gone.
going astray. We're just going haywire, left, right, and center. But then I will give you the question again. The
Yeah,
question is: government increased the price of petrol by 16.67%.
same question, right?
Yeah, price increased, consumption has to decrease. But this is not the same question. The question effectively is we need to uh, go back. We need to reduce the price again so that I get back to that 56 rupees. Shiv, can
Six.
Shiv, can you understand this thing now?
Yes, sir.
Basically, we need to go back to that 56 rupees. Where is this 56 rupees coming into the picture? From the same idea of 7 rupees and 8 liters petrol, expense is same. This is exactly the same question. Government increase the price of petrol. I have no absolute quantity with me, just an increment of 16.67%, which is equivalent to the multiplying factor for that is 7 upon 6. So when I say that the price of the petrol increased by 7 by 6, the new quantity would be whatever this is, P into 7 by 6.
6 by 7.
But unfortunately, these guys are saying that I need to go back to the original price of the petrol. For that, I need to just keep this P intact.
Yeah.
I need to send the multiplying factor to that side. So in my mind, I'm just looking at this thing. Whatever the new quantity was, I need to just do this thing. 6 on 7. Shiv, let me tell you what this thing is. Okay. I think at this point you may have understood the decrement is happening on the new quantity, not on the previous quantity. Can you understand
Yes,
that much?
yes, sir.
This is the problem that I was, that we were having in the 120 and the 100. So maybe it was not a good example, but then the decrement is always happening on the new quantity.
Okay, sir.
We have to, okay, listen to this, we have to revert back to the original price. But how will we revert back to the original price? We will obviously make the decrement on the new quantity now, which we got by making that increment of 7.6 7 by 6.
Okay, sir.
She was like chhod do bhai. Nahi,
No,
I-
sir. But what I am a bit confused about is, so the original formula which we learned about AB rule was,
yeah,
so that price into quantity is equal to the new quantity.
yeah,
So, but here the uh, So the price increase is 7 by 6,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So so
But
so
because
the
I didn't had the absolute figures, matlab I didn't had 100 rupee, 200 rupees, whatever. I just use the new quantity as my variable, and that's what I said. Ki new quantity mein I will introduce the multiplying factors, and I will get the old price back. This is what I will get. This is what I did.
okay, sir.
Okay, let's
So I
do. Yeah.
so I think that so I've gotten the overall frame of it. I will
Are don't
say
worry.
it.
Tomorrow we will
Yeah.
have the session. Na? Tomorrow we'll discuss it again. Don't worry. Let's do
Yes, sir.
couple of let's do one or two more questions, and then we'll wind up. Okay.
Okay.
An interesting one. The same thing, percentage offset, or as I like to call it, the product constancy. What you need to do is please remember the formula. This is not a formula, but if you want to remember, price into quantity, you can use it like this, or let me write it in all caps, is equal to expense. You can call it expense or expenditure, whatever. Guys, I'm giving you a question. I hope this question will clear your doubts. Price is increasing. Okay. Increasing by how much percent? 5.88%. Please understand, this is not the fraction equivalent or the percentage. This is an increment of 5.88%. Okay. Price has increased by 5.88%. How much should the quantity be reduced in terms of percentages so that the expense is same or constant?
Is that
The same reciprocal idea that I told you.
5% decrease?
No, not 5%.
5.55.
Just see this once. Just see this once. Both of you guys, Shiv and Varun, please pay attention. Arey yaar, hold on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can anybody quickly tell me what is 5.88% increment? I'm talking about the multiplying factor.
So 18/17.
1 upon 17. That is 18 upon 17.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
This is the increment in terms of the price. Now I need the quantity to reduce so that my original expenditure is constant. So obviously, if I multiply the reciprocal, my overall expenditure will be a constant. Na Shiv, that makes sense, na?
Yes, sir.
So can I not? In other words, what I'm doing is 18/17. The moment I get, I'm just multiplying this again by 17/18. 17/18. What does this mean, Shiv? I'm talking to you in terms of the fraction equivalent. I'm talking about the fraction equivalent. How much percentage is less? You know the answer, Shiv. 1
Uh,
upon. If you have a problem, just speak it out. Just speak it out.
so
Is
so
it
so so
is
could
it
you
1/17? It could be 1/17 or 1/18. One among the two.
uh,
Just say it. Any one number.
so this one by so 1 minus 1/18. One by 18.
Now this is what I call an absolute sign of genius. Great. When you were confused, you broke this thing down. 1 minus 1 upon 18. So Shiv, can you now tell me what is the percentage or rather the fraction equivalent? 1
Uh,
upon 18. Varun, 1 upon 18. Is it clear, Varun?
Yeah. 1/18.
Can you tell me the fraction equivalent? You can refer to the booklet or the
So
whatever you have.
5.5. Right. Fraction equivalent.
5.55, 5.56, whatever.
5.5. That's why I've done in another way, because actually, while seeing this 5.88, I couldn't retain 1/17, so I
Okay.
directly did 100 by 1.5.88. I got 0.944. That means
That's
a
fine.
5.
That's fine.
Yeah.
That's not going to be a problem. Guys, two more questions and then we'll round up, because there is one more theory that I need. I thought I will complete the entire theory portion by today, but there is one more theory which is left, which is the successive percentage change. So tomorrow we'll look into the successive percentage change, and then we'll look into the class exercises.
I think sir has disconnected for
Yeah.
yeah, he got disconnected.
But he's saying there were two more problems, right?
Yeah, usually doesn't have any problems. Usually I am the one has all these issues.
And he didn't say good night, so that means he'll be back.
I think he'll be return. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we also had to do a couple of problems. Hmm.
Yeah, right, right. He might have went to take.
Uh, so, have you appeared for CAT before?
Yeah,
When? Like,
a couple of times.
and how did it go?
Very bad.
Yeah.
So, are you coming down Tamil Nadu to cast your vote?
Yeah, no, not. I I'm actually registered in Delhi now. I was born in Delhi.
Okay.
My father is registered in Tamil Nadu. My father,
Okay.
yeah.
Cool, cool. You know what? You should vote for Anamale. It's a role model for everyone, to be frank.
Hmm. I think we should message him.
Yeah. Can you put a message?
No, he'll be coming back.
Okay. Let me call. Make it. Give me a call then. Ah, he's back.
On mute. Am I audible now?
Yes, yes.
My system just froze out of nowhere. I don't know what
Okay.
happened.
I
Yeah.
think system is having a great lot of work from the very morning.
Yeah, man. Could be because of that.
Overheated,
Um,
right? By the way.
and let me see. No, not overheated. I don't know. I mean, maybe could be something. Okay,
Mhm.
just give me 1 second. Yeah, two questions and then we'll conclude the session. Yeah.
Okay.
And for hopefully the recording is still there. I just don't want to miss out, miss the recording. I hope the recording is there. Anyways, you guys were there, na? You guys were connected.
Yeah, we were there. We were
Okay,
there.
okay. It is still showing me to stop the recording. That means
Mhm.
I'm hoping that the recording should be there. Anyways, um, okay, guys. So I don't know what happened. Yeah, out of like nowhere this thing happened. Anyways. Let's not let's not let it kill the enthu. Okay, this one is an interesting one, guys. Please pay attention. Okay. Um, did you guys get the chat that I sent you?
Yeah.
Ye- I
Sir,
failed to
that
notice.
thing.
Okay. Great. I thought maybe something is happening. Anyways, okay. So now we are looking at, let's say, length of a rectangle getting reduced by 12.5 percentage. So the length is getting reduced and the breadth needs to be increased so that the overall area is same. Now I know I'm not able to frame the question properly because I'm using my own notes here. But these are the type of question that you will get. So there is a, if you remember that area of a rectangle is L into B. So this is again the same idea. AB is equal to, say, the product constancy. If you realize, length and breadth are inversely proportional. So if length increases, breadth has to decrease to compensate for a same area or constant area. If the breadth increases, the length has to decrease to compensate, right? Anyways, so here
So
it's a very interesting thing.
14.8.
Yeah. So L is going down by how much? 1 upon 1 upon
1
8,
by 1 by
1
8,
minus 1
7 by
upon.
8. That means 8 by 7 increase.
So the breadth will be how much? Shiv, can you tell me?
So 1 minus what do you want?
No. Increment.
Increment. Just a minute.
8 upon 7.
1 8 upon 7. Yeah. 1 plus 1 by 7.
Yes. Perfect. Which is 1 by 7, which is 14.28% increment of the breadth. This same idea will be used in time, speed, and distance. I have said this again and again. So if I make a question on TSD also, this thing is valid. But let's keep the TSD out of the picture. One more question, and then we'll conclude the session. Okay. This so the question is, and we are going back to the same agenda. If A is 20% more than B, by what percentage B is less than A? This is the last question. And this, in the previous question that we had, it was less than B. Here it is more than B.
It's 16.66 less than.
Yes. Shiv, did you get the answer?
Just a minute, sir. 1 by is 15% more than B.
If I don't know anything, if I'm a little tired, if I'm a little fatigued, what will I do? I'll just assume A is 20% more than B. What does that mean? If I assume A to be 120, rather, if I assume B to be 100, 20% more would be 120 in simpler terms. This is something that we do all the time. Now, because we are looking at the percentage, we are trying to calculate for the percentage difference of B. Shiv, are we not looking at the difference or the change by A?
Yes, sir.
If you look at this, what is the difference or the change? That is a 20, right?
Yes, sir.
From B to A, the difference or the change between the two numbers is of 20. Than A. Now this is very important. Whatever comes after this than will be in the denominator. So denominator will be what? 120. Make sense?
Yeah.
Both of you guys make sense?
Yeah.
Yes,
I
sir.
know at this point you may be thinking, sir, I was thinking of some other approach. This also works. Your approach will also work. It's not like I'm saying that, if this works, that doesn't work. But I'm just giving you an idea that you can play around with the numbers and you can arrive at the same answer, regardless of whichever method you choose. Okay. With that being said, guys, it's almost 3 hours and a little bit more than that. So there is one more idea that is left, which is successive percentage change. Should we do the thing or should we leave it? Tell me, you guys tell me.
So we can do it tomorrow, I guess.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's 3 hours 50 minutes.
Okay. Tomorrow we'll do that and we'll do the
This
class
successive,
exercises also.
actually, the successive changes were somewhat like we have already done in an LRDI session.
Yes.
Or
A
I have,
A plus B into AB by 100. This is the thing.
it's like 20% increase, 30%, like 1 into 1.2 into 1.3, something like that.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah,
But
we'll
because we had a goof up also today, so we'll not extend it beyond this time, and we'll take a rest. We'll meet tomorrow and
Yeah.
then after tomorrow probably we'll meet after Holi. And congratulations, Varun, we just completed a month.
Yeah, right.
So, I just wanted to end the session by asking you guys if you want to give me a feedback, or like, is there anything that you would like to say, or is there anything that you would expect me to incorporate or implement so that, yeah,
For days
the
are
house is
flying.
open.
Sir, let
Acco-
me.
yeah.
Uh, sir, sir, improvements. I cannot think of any at the moment.
Okay, so that's fine. I mean, that only means that, I'm doing my work properly. But you know what? We need to buckle up. We as a team need to buckle up a little bit. And as I was saying that we are going at a good pace, and it's true, but we need to incorporate practice sessions also, and we will do that. So I was a bit caught up this week. Last week I was a bit ill, health issues and all that. But we are getting on track. Okay.
Yeah.
So with that being said, guys, I think that should be it for today's session. I'll not stretch it beyond. It's almost 1:15 in the night. Good night.
Yes, sir.
Let's
Bye
let's
bye.
let's meet tomorrow. Yeah.
Bye.
Yes, sir. Good night, sir.
Bye. Bye. Good night.